Starting your morning with the rich, smooth, delicious taste of McCafe, expect it.
Hello, everyone. I'm here again with Aaron. I'm Zynex. and we're going to be talking about the playoff picture again. And by we, that's mostly going to be Aaron. Take it, take it from here.
Yeah, so as you guys remember from yesterday, we had UCLA beat UBCA. However, both teams already having clinched playoffs, so all that was affected was a few boot closes, which do still end up mattering and definitely reduce the playoff options to a much smaller subset. But we have a lot of matches today that will definitely influence things a lot more. Uh, and yeah, and Zynex is going to remind you guys about how the playoff format works, how seedings will be determined, and what teams will play each other.
Yes. As a reminder, every team is seeded first on how many wins they have, then by their boot goals number, which is the sum of their past opponents' wins, and then by their point differential. Currently, we have UCLA with 4 wins, and then Purdue and UBC and Berkeley with 3 wins. And then after this match, we'll have another team with 3 wins between UW and UWash, and then I believe that's 3 more spots for the 2-2 teams, of which U of T already claimed 1. Is that correct?
Yeah, so U of T already has a playoff berth, despite being 2-2 due to boot calls, and Purdue also is likely to have a playoff berth, regardless of whether or not they win due to boot calls. So that's going to be a big factor in how the playoff structure works, because you have a very limited amount of playoff slots, considering that a lot of these teams have already qualified despite not having played all of their matches. So yeah. Anyways, moving on, we're going to talk about each of these teams that are still in the hunt and really hoping on the results of today's matchups to allow them to qualify for playoffs. And we're going to start off with UCIA here. Having come off a very unfortunate upset last week against Waterloo, they're in the 1 and 2 bracket, and they need to come out of that to make the playoffs. And they have a very difficult road to playoffs because everything really leads to tie breaks. Most of their scenarios are going to result in tie breaks with UCSD, UCLAB, and possibly UWash if they lose this game. And UCI needs to cover point differential, which is not infeasible, but it's definitely something that they have to worry about as they play UIUC today. So yeah. Moving on, we have UCLAB, who we didn't get to mention on stream yesterday, but they did play UBCA, and not having that win is going to definitely affect them. At the same time, like a win against like Purdue A would do the job, although pretty unlikely. That would guarantee a top 5 seed. Meanwhile, a CMU or UIUC upset would also get them into playoffs. But otherwise, they're going to have to go to tie breaks, and being at a -5 point differential, going into like a very likely loss as compared to UCSD and UCI, who are only like about 15 points or so behind, who are going into matches where they are favored, which is pretty concerning for them. So they are definitely going to be banking on an upset, especially that CMU game later on, which will also be streamed. So that is also a match that will definitely affect playoff hopes for many teams. And Zynex, yeah, do you have any insights on that match as well, CMU versus UCSD?
Yes, CMU versus UCSD looks like it's a difficult match because of the seed difference. It's UCSD seed 11 versus CMU seed 16, but due to the way these teams are structured, I think CMU actually has a really solid shot at landing this upset. So, I mean, I obviously I think it would still be an upset. I think UCSD is probably favored, but it's definitely up in the air, and you guys should stay around and watch, because this is going to have massive implications on playoffs.
Yeah, definitely check that match out. And speaking of that matchup, we're going to be talking about UCSD as well, which at seed 11 is surprisingly one of those teams that are still definitely in the running due to UC Berkeley's upset against U of T on Friday. And a win is a must for them, right? As Zynex talked about, this is a surprisingly close matchup against CMU, but they definitely need to win this. And not just win, but also win by enough, because most scenarios are going to result in tiebreaks, and the only advantage that UCSD really has here is the fact that they have better point differential than UCI, and the fact that they're going into a matchup that they're theoretically supposed to win, while the team that has a higher point differential is supposed to lose. And that really leaves them like forced to kind of get enough points here and really hold out in like a much closer matchup than UIUC has, than UCI has with UIUC. So yeah, this is definitely something that UCSD needs to look out for, not just win, but have a high point differential as well. So yeah. We also have UIUCA, and of all of the teams here, UIUCA really has the most difficult road to playoffs, just because of the fact that they have to beat UCI, right? They have to go against Ben XT, they have to go against a team that is like 7 seeds higher than them in Glico, and that's going to be a very difficult road for them. So Zynex, do you have any insight in how like UIUC could have any chance at potentially like snagging this win away?
Yeah, so this match is going to be a bit rough. Admittedly, they are kind of reliant on landing some really massive upsets. UIUC does have 2 players fairly far below everyone else in the match that they can leverage for counterpick. But at the end of the day, they do need to land some pretty big upsets with their top 3 players. That's not to say it's impossible, but it is going to be pretty difficult.
Yeah, and not only is that matchup difficult, but they're also relying on 2 other factors. First of all, CMU has to be UCSD, so that match again has major playoff implications. And also they need either UT Austin or UCLAB to win. The latter is going to be very difficult, right? UCLAB going against Purdue A. That's going to be a very tough matchup for them. UT Austin has a chance. They're going to be in Block 1. We're going to be providing some stream updates on their match as well, since it also definitely affects things for other teams and the match that we have. So we're going to move on. We're going to talk about UWash, who is going into this game as the favored team. And the very important thing for them is that they don't throw this match. If they lose, they are going to be in big trouble, because they've had the misfortune of going against UT Austin, they've had the misfortune of going against U of T. Those 2 teams have a combined total, are on the losing end of a combined total of 3 upsets, and that's really bad for UWash's blue coals, for a team that's in the 6th seed who should have like more or less an average blue coals, being kind of sent to like 3 blue coals territory. So losing to Waterloo would almost certainly eliminate them from playoffs, with the exception of UT Austin winning today, which would also be an upset against UMich. So that's going to be very rough for them. Zynex, do you have any outlook on kind of this matchup between UWash and Waterloo?
Yeah, I'll go into it a bit more in a moment when we start looking at the match, but I think this match is definitely in UWash's favor, but this is one of the closer matches of today. There's a bit of a Glico difference between them, but with proper drafting and some key upsets, I think Waterloo definitely still has a chance at taking this match. And UWash should not be lowering their guard. This is, I don't know if I'd say close, but definitely winnable. It wouldn't take a miracle, is what I'd say.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree. It's going to be a difficult match for Waterloo to win, but at the same time, like, we have seen that major upsets could happen. And yeah, so speaking of Waterloo, Waterloo has the easiest road to playoffs here. They can probably lose this match and like almost certainly still make playoffs. Their condition for elimination is CMU, UT Austin, and UIUC all winning. Those are 3 big upsets. The only case where this doesn't automatically lead them to playoffs is a Purdue loss, which is probably far more unlikely than all 3 of these happening together, right? So U Waterloo probably makes playoffs. At the same time, anything can happen, but a UMich win would just automatically send them to playoffs, and that's why we're also going to keep track of that match as it goes on. So yeah. Anyways, we're going to talk a little bit about just like notable outcomes that could come out of this week. So as we talked about, oh no, there's a typo here. A UMich win would secure a U Waterloo playoff berth. And also, U Waterloo and UMich both winning would eliminate U Wash, like provided that they lose because of that Bukol's disadvantage. Another thing to look out for is Purdue winning their match, which is going to determine a lot of playoff outcomes. So Purdue winning their match would guarantee U of T being 6th seed, and it would also guarantee that Purdue and UBC will have the 2nd and 3rd seeds. Unless UCSD loses and UIUC wins, and also Purdue doesn't win by at least 24, then Purdue is going to be the 2nd seed, UBC is going to be the 3rd seed, and we're going to have a rematch of UBC versus of UBC versus U of T in the first round playoffs. So definitely an interesting thing to look out for. Another thing is having the 2 and 3 slots locked of the 3 and 1 group also means that the 4 and 5 slots are going to be also locked after this match. And what we'll see here is that the winner of this match will probably end up going on to play UC Berkeley in the first round, whether it be 4 or 5 seed. So that's also something interesting to come out of this. So Waterloo, UWash, if you guys are watching this, you guys know who your first round opponent is, and if you guys want to celebrate a little early, you guys can start thinking about that. But yeah, anyways, Xynix, would you like to talk a little bit about the match?
Yes, I would. So this match is between UWash and U Waterloo, the 6th and 9th seed. There is a bit of a Glico difference between these teams, and they're structured fairly similarly. So they're sort of uniform. There's not any large spikes in skill on either team. So what we have is like a roughly linear setup in both teams. They have each player separated by roughly 100 or maybe 200 Glico from their next best player on both teams. Except Washington has a 100-ish Glico advantage over Waterloo. This is not insurmountable at all. Waterloo can absolutely land these upsets, and also every match that Waterloo loses, which they are expected to individually, every match that they lose gives them counterpick for the next match. So they ideally want to position their top 3 players into Washington's bottom players. That's like the ideal case in every match. But this one, I think, is a bit possible because of bans. And what we're going to have are a bunch of matches, I suspect, that will be roughly similar in skill on both teams, with Waterloo disadvantaged in most of them. And Waterloo needs to win 3 of these matches in order to win this match. And by enough of a margin to win by points, right? Because it is totally possible for Washington to somehow get upset 3 times, yet still win by having more points. because in CTL we score teams not by the number of sets they win, but by how many points they win. And that's the rundown on these teams. I think Waterloo definitely has a shot. I think the main thing, other than what I've already discussed, is that they likely want to sacrifice one of their lower players into Grape and maybe Anand if they're lucky, you know, the two strongest players on Washington. These players are likely to beat everyone on Waterloo. And yeah, other than that, it's just going to come down to the cards and how well these players have prepared for each other's teams, how well their playstyles match into each other. And that is for you to see on stream momentarily. That's it for me. I'm going to pass it back to Aaron and I believe May for our stream today. Take it away.
Yeah. Anyways, hope you guys are looking forward to an interesting match. We're basically getting the room set up right now, so we'll be back soon with blinds and bends.
Are we on? Looks like we're on. Hello, everybody. How are we doing tonight? We've got a game.
Yep, definitely a game. Pretty
It's gonna
important
be
one,
one of the
honestly.
games. Yeah, they're pretty close in seed and actually with the same win-loss record, right? So this is gonna be
Yeah.
it has, as like Zinus was talking about, pretty big implications for the rest of the playoff picture.
I think even if you lose and you still make playoffs, right? There's a very clear difference in playing either Purdue or UCLA, like the 1 and 3 seeds, versus playing
Yeah.
UC Berkeley. And I think if you're one of these teams, there is a very clear choice in terms of strategy.
Yeah, there's certainly there's definitely a better outcome here. I think it's gonna be interesting seeing what the strategy for Waterloo is, since they're the team with. I think what I heard was like they can kind of eat this loss and still be in an okay position.
Yeah, they can totally eat this loss, and honestly, most outcomes put them in 7th seed even if they lose. The only problem with that is 7th seed still results in you playing Purdue, and I don't think that's a situation that they want to be in, right?
No.
That's Lemon Tea, that's, I believe, Tilvit? Like, two very strong players on that Purdue roster that I don't think Waterloo wants to deal with. So
Basically,
they'll definitely
these
be
teams are
fighting.
Yeah, they're trying to climb a little bit closer to the middle, where they'll probably be matched up against somebody a little bit less hellish to face off against than UCLA or Purdue.
Yeah. With that being said, you do also have to consider the fact that if they do win their first round, they will have an easier matchup because the 4 and 5 seeds will end up playing against the winner of the 1 versus 8 match, which is admittedly likely going to be UCLA.
Well, yeah.
So if Waterloo believes that they can pull off an upset against Purdue, maybe it might be optimal to lose, like, you know. But of course we don't incentivize throwing.
Yeah. Definitely, this is a game that's really just more about like the long haul rather than today. Although Washington certainly wants to win, because then it's up to like UMich beating UMichigan beating UTexas, right? That's their only hope to. If like UMich beat UTexas, then they're out, right?
Yeah. UMich beating UT Austin alongside a loss would almost, I think, just like guaranteed eliminate UWash. And at the same time, a UMich win would just propel UWash to playoffs regardless of a win or loss. So
Right.
And we have in
Waterloo-
chat Umish's captain saying we are sending Waterloo to playoffs. But at the same time, I am in their Tetra room, and I saw this guy send a message. We're going to throw. So we have two conflicting.
Yeah, I
We
feel
have
like maybe
two
people are not on the
conflicting
same
notes.
page.
I don't know. Maybe Science Cyber is going to get swept, and then everyone else is going to cook. Like we've seen Science Cyber get swept on stream by NYU's very own. So.
Well. Trying to curry favor among the chat as we are waiting for the game to be set up. Okay. And then in the meantime, what are the other matches happening today?
There is only one other upper league match that is happening in the same time block, and that is UMich versus UT Austin. But second time block, that's where all the playoff magic happens. That's going to be UCSD versus CMU on stream right here. We're gonna have UCI versus UIUC. Winner of that gets a shot at playoffs, maybe. Just a
shot
chance.
At playoffs, though. Nothing more than that.
But a loss would just completely eliminate them. And I think, what are the other two matches? Let's check real quick. We have NCSU versus NYUA, which has, I think, very few playoff implications besides helping UCSD if NYU wins. And Purdue versus UCLA-B, which UCLA-B is also a team that is kind of fighting for that last playoff slot. So, yeah. All of those matches are happening at once, and honestly, anything could happen. Like, there are just so many outcomes. That's 16 outcomes, guys, and probably even more with point differential. So we will have to see.
Yeah. Lobby right now is a little bit of a mess.
Yeah, lots of players are joining the lobby. I think.
There are 14 entire people in this lobby. 2 of them are us. One of them is Zynex, one of them's Fick, and one of them is Digi. So which means I think we're still waiting on the teams to get rallied together.
Yeah, as I think I am realizing that Waterloo B is having a little bit of trouble, and Waterloo A is also suffering from that because of their team captain having to handle both matches.
That can't be easy, having to lead both teams if you're big enough of a school to have an A team and a B team. I think there's one C team, isn't there?
There are many C teams actually.
Oh, they're both from UC Irvine C, UCLA C, UC, and
I believe U Waterloo also has a C team.
Actually,
if I'm not, I think so. I'm not fully sure.
They have a match this week because I don't see them on the.
I can check.
Waterloo definitely have a B team, as we mentioned. But...
Oh yeah, UCLA, UWash. Okay, yeah, they don't have one. They have one.
Yeah,
last
no C
year,
team this year, says Stargate Cones.
Yeah.
If they recall correctly. Playoff season, and we're going to watch so this match and the other match in this time slot pretty much. So if you watch, sorry if I'm just repeating the same things over and over. I'm cold as hell and I have not drank any water. But
yeah, we are struggling to get the match started because we're waiting for them to submit their rosters.
The situation is so dire that they're getting patriotic in the Twitch chat.
One of U Waterloo's players is unable to play apparently, so that may also change things. Okay, so I guess in the meantime we can talk about the rosters.
Nice.
So U Waterloo has Nakiri Gumi, 2897 Glyco X rank, and that does not scale up that well because both Grape and Unnommed are both higher Glyco than them. Yeah. Um,
The U Waterloo's team has like a much more consolidated Glicko ratings than U Washington's though. Like their 5 starter players are all kind of bunched together in about 300 Glicko for each other. Whereas U Washington, if I've written this down correctly, and I hope I did, goes from 3,300 to about 2,500. Waterloo will never win. Go back to quick play. Play nice, guys. Be at least a little nicer to each other. Hello, Konosaga. I do expect that we can't entirely go off of the what has been written in for the Glicko ratings though, because of substitutions and trouble getting the match started.
yeah. Fortunately, we now have a bot command, which is very nice,
Hey.
and we can see rosters per team. So if we check the comms channel, we have very nice rosters list.
Nice. Yeah, no, that's that's very nice.
Meanwhile, we are still trying to get the lobby started. As team captains are still struggling to figure out who is going to act as team captain for each match.
Which is a funny thing to think about.
Very fortunate that the B team managed to get their roster together.
Live May reaction. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've just been informed that on the end of the UMich versus UT Austin game, they are missing Live in Life, which does put them at also quite a large disadvantage. And I think
Ooh.
that does a lot for U Waterloo here.
Yeah, and it greatly ups the stakes for U Washington.
Yeah, definitely having to win here now, because
By the end of this block,
team that
someone
they're
could be
counting on,
eliminated.
for sure. At the same time, by the end of this block, both teams could make playoffs. So
We'll see. Playoff season.
who here isn't excited for playoff pick'ems?
Make
Drop it in the
commentators stop
chat.
talking.
Oh no,
y'all
I have to
hate
stop
us.
talking. Okay.
Okay.
I'll be back in
Answer.
like 5 minutes. Oh wait, actually I will not be back in 5 minutes. Bans are in. The first ban is going to be Derpy Derp from Oh no, UW and U Waterloo. Okay, Derpy Derp is getting banned from U Waterloo and Grape is getting banned from UW.
Alright.
Ben is in from Waterloo. Waiting on UWash right now.
Once that's in, then it's time. Bureaucratic semantics, you cannot... If there's anything stronger than competition, it's fucking bureaucratics. Getting sheets organized and such. Bans are in.
Yeah, so
From U Washington, Cooper Lover 18 is banned. From U Waterloo, HB16 has been banned. Blind picks are now in, or beginning. Yeah, no Nakirigumi. Does anyone know if Ayame is streaming right now?
oh, Nakirigumi's not playing. That is definitely going to swing things.
Yeah. Washington is too scared to face the real king of Tetris. Y'all get crazy. In the
Tetris.
Tetris. Is that different from Tetris or Tetrio?
I don't know. Have you guys ever played Tetrio.io?
Is that a thing?
It's a thing.
So like, what is it? Does it just make like the community like even like crazier? Blind picks are
I think. Oh, blind picks are in, and we're going to start off with Flower Petal versus Fick.
now Fick just subbed in for Waterloo.
Fick is a sub for both the A team and the B team.
They are loving this in the match channel. The money match, says Koopa Lover 18. We're getting crazy here.
Yes, sir.
Gonna be a
And we got Flower Petal, who didn't exchange semester in Sweden and won the Red Bull Tetris Sweden National Finals. Huge congrats. That's an impressive
That's a
feat.
big dub.
And we're getting underway with the match.
Warm up
speaking
begin,
of-
I believe.
Yeah.
So now do we stop talking or?
Do we stop talking?
I'm not actually sure how that's supposed to work. Anyways, we're off to a pretty good start here on Fick's end. Quick attack off.
Flower Petal is building up that surge while Fick is up.
And
the
well,
misdrop.
Quickly as that, things could get swayed.
Yeah, absolute cinema gif sent in their thread by Interrogator.
You love to see it.
Yeah, so anyways, yeah, Fick, token matcha enthusiast. Honestly, I can definitely see that. From the messages sent in the food and media channel. Lots of matcha there.
Matcha goes crazy though.
Anyways, actual match getting
Fick is in
underway.
the Twitch chat. Get out of there and into the game. They're still
Flower
in the
Petal
Twitch
with the
chat.
PCO. Both players with the PCO, and
But Fick seems to still be seriously in the chat, getting off to a bit of a slower start here.
yeah, and Flower Petal just continuing to stack while Fick is just like taking his time.
I truly believe that coming in here to explain himself may have cost him a little bit of headspace. The surge coming in from Fick.
Yeah, but we're
Flower
back
Petal.
at a pretty even board state here, and Fick building up that STSD. Flower Petal staying very low on the board and just taking all this garbage, getting back to back.
Building a lot of surge here. If they choose to let it off, that could probably be the it. And there is.
Yeah. Taking time to fix that misdrop definitely cost Fick there. Yeah, so opening up with a PCO from both players.
Fick
Pretty
starting
even
off
board
a
state
little
here.
bit interesting with an ice spin. Moving a little slow.
Yeah, Flower Petal already chaining that back-to-back again, while Fick is struggling to spin that Z piece in. That fix is going to take a lot of time, and yeah.
Seems to
It's
just be
another-
a thing that's happened over the last 2 rounds for Fick. If they can get into that flow state, we might see a more even match.
Yeah, and I think a big thing that I'm noticing is that we haven't really been seeing that much search from Fick, and I think that search disadvantage is definitely playing a huge role in how this match is going.
At the same time, Fick hasn't really had the opportunity to build up that much surge because they've been spending a lot of time correcting mistakes with singles and doubles. Whereas
Yeah.
Flower Petal's mostly been tapped in, like mostly just been locked in on their own.
Oh, and Flower Petal breaks the surge and Fick does not. That's going to top him out. It's unfortunate.
It's not looking so good right here.
Yeah, another
PCO?
PCO opening.
Fick's taking a lot of time on thinking.
Yeah, honestly, plonking a little isn't too bad here, but
I think if you're at such a disadvantage when it like in the match right now, speeding up a little bit and throwing off your opponent could potentially pay off like a little bit of like.
yeah. And now Fick does have that clean wow, and Flower Petal a bit of cheese to work through.
Could be something here for Fick.
Yeah, both players just at the bottom of their board again.
Wide open well there for Fick. Gets the Tetris, gets the T-spin double. Flower Petal's building up surge once more.
Yeah, Fick just holding out for that T-spin. Just continuing to upstack, but still a lot of garbage to send. That 16 spike is going to push Flower Petal up. Can Fick capitalize?
Bit of a messy board to
no,
work through for Fick
Flower
here.
Petal-
Can't really get the attack off.
Flower Petal able to get out, and Fick left with all that cheese.
Ouch.
Yeah, unable to get down. It's unfortunate. Fick on the edge of that kill there. Just
Better
so
outing for
close
them.
to taking that one round.
Much better outing for them. Hopefully they can channel more of that as we go on.
Yeah.
All clear from Flower Petal PCO.
Yeah, and the 2-line PC as well. So Fick does have a lot of clean garbage, but Flower Petal already like early on building up that surge, and
It's kind of devastating to watch.
yeah, fortunately, like Fick now back in this good board state with the surge, and Flower Petal is not
Takes
going to be able to find an out there.
Takes their
So-
first dub of the set.
Yeah, again a PCO
Ooh,
for players, but a
missed
misdrop on
drop.
Flower Petal's side.
Blocks the well too as it would happen. Can Vic capitalize on this for a little bit of a better start than we've seen last time.
Yeah, for sure. Having that breathing room definitely is helpful, but at the same time, Flower Petal is just, oh, never mind. And as we say that, more misdrops coming, and that time might be costly.
As we saw with Vic earlier in the match, actually, with correcting missed drops, that can probably make the difference if especially if your opponent is gaining momentum, as Vic seems to.
Yeah. Now we're kind of back to an even back-to-back here, and Fick with that misdrop is going to be really bad. Cannot convert a T-spin out of that.
Has to pull out a really odd-looking 180 D-spin single to get out of there.
Yeah, Flower Petal's still very cheesed up, and the time it takes to get out of this might be very costly.
Vic downstacking pretty aggressively here, hoping to get off a few more T-spin doubles.
Yeah, Flower Petal honestly having to play just like cheese race here, and that misdrop is going to be really bad. Seems to be down, and now we're back to a pretty even board state. Both players at the bottom of their board.
Woo! What
Misdrops on both ends,
Height.
but not devastating for Fick.
height J-spin there had to happen there for Vic.
Yeah,
When
this
the
has been the
pedal is
longest
flowered.
match of the set by far.
I think both players have started to realize or have gotten used to each other's playstyles and have just been trying to.
Oh, but Flower Petal is so much clean here. Now all that clean's on Fick's board.
Vic has a little bit of cheese to work through right here too, which could be bad, especially if Flower Petal continues cleaning up all this garbage.
Yeah, but Flower Petal not really having too much to send right now. Oh, and that mishold is going to slow down the downstack. Very tight matchup here though, like the set has dragged on for quite a while
Quite
now,
some
almost
time,
3
yeah.
minutes. And as I say that, that surge is starting to kick in, the commentator's curse is also starting to kick in, and
Oh, this is
oh
looking
my
good.
god,
Oh,
out. That is just barely out.
makes it 5-1. What just happened over there on Flower Petal's end?
Still really early on in the game, but that second misdrop is going to take some time. Fick has so much queen and breaking that surge.
Vic is
Doesn't
sending
continue to
something.
combo, and Flower just has all of the garbage now. Yeah, and Fick
Wide
breaking
open
the surge,
well with
getting
a strong
huge...
attack.
And is
Might
Flower Petal
take it
going to be
here.
able to get out one piece off? And not able to.
5-2. Strong showing from Fick last round, helped by a couple of misdraws on Flower Petal's end. Here comes a PCO. Will players get it? Flower Petal gets a second one, actually.
And another
third!
PC. Fick is going to be able to somewhat downstack this, but needs to get down fast. Is going to get that well. And
Set up for some
all that
long
garbage
attack
sent right
there.
back to Flower Petal. Very difficult.
Not able to
downstack.
cope with it.
Takes a third.
Yeah, Flower Petal was not able to cope with the sudden rush right there. Fick was able to handle that garbage very well.
Both players with that TKI.
It's like a sparring match watching jabs get thrown back and forth.
Yeah. Fick breaks it to send that spike, and Flower Petal can't get the T in time, but does get the eyepiece to finally get that down stack.
Almost took advantage of a very convenient well that was
Fick
blocked. by
very
the
high on the
of
board,
Opus.
yeah. Cannot go down.
Match point, Flower Petal wins here, that ends this round. Taking it rather slow to start with, Flower Petal building up Surge.
Fick getting the spike, but Flower Petal breaks Surge and is able to cancel a lot of garbage. And that misdrop is going to deny the kill. Fick just struggling with these misdrops here. And that
that's
eye hang is
game.
going to end it.
Strong
So
outing
Fick
there from
able
Fick,
to
though.
take 3 points off a significantly higher ranked player is still quite impressive, and that definitely does a lot for Waterloo here in this match if they want to win. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Hydra King defeated Juke in a 7-0 sweep for Umish, so that's gotta be relieving for Uwash to have some sense of backup here. For Waterloo, I mean.
Definitely an interesting situation here where the outcome of this match is also kind of reliant on the outcome of another match at the same time. So for
Yeah.
Washington, I imagine half this match is going to be actually checking in on you, Mitch's match.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, right? Like, it's the best outcome for them is just winning. Clearly,
Well, that's usually the best outcome. But when you're top,
yeah, it may be beneficial, honestly, for Uwash to just focus on winning this match instead of worrying about other outcomes. Because, yeah. Anyways, yeah, Uwash picking Unarmed as their blind pick. So we'll see who Waterloo sends out. Wow, in the Umish versus ET Austin match, Science Cyber down 0-2 against Kevin Yang 07. So perhaps Science Cyber is going to get swept.
you would hate to see it, especially after all that talk about sending Waterloo to the playoffs.
Yeah, you would hate to break the promise, wouldn't you?
So a lot of things are riding on it, you know. You wash your hands with the water in the loo.
Does not sound very
I hate
pleasant.
That sucks. I hate it. He also, yo!
Oh yeah, I remember stumbling upon Uwash's fun facts, and they were certainly fun facts. Quite unfortunate that Flower Petal did not go and match the rest of the fun facts, which you will see later
Oh no.
on the stream. But yeah,
There's a lot of
Incredible.
ball-shaped cereals out there, though. Like you
I
got
mean,
Kicks,
there are
there's,
also a
like,
bunch
Reese's
of
Puffs.
ball-shaped crates who's also on this team. So we got HP16 going up against
Washed at
Unknown.
Tetris. I hope not. That doesn't inspire a whole lot of confidence.
HP16, you better be in peak shape for this matchup. This is for your team.
Here comes a warm-up match. Okay, to start with,
Yeah, HP dealing with a lot of misdrops on their board, but still staying very low, and Unknown just having a lot of cheese. The only problem is that that surge is going to be very brutal.
bad. Yeah. 16 was dealing with a pretty messy board state just a little bit ago. This surge might be...
Oh, and that misdrop
This
is going to be
is-
pretty
oh.
devastating. Oh, and there was a possible out there, but the T misdrop is going to prove fatal. But fortunately, just a warm-up match, so hopefully serves as a good warm-up for both players. Lots of HB15 fans in the chat here.
HV16's lover and #1 fan. Eliciting a lot of confusion. I wonder if HV16 knows that they have a lover and #1 fan.
There's also HB15 mentioned in the chat. Does that imply the existence of like 15 other HBs?
It could imply anything, to be honest. And off we go.
Yeah, the SDPC from Unknown's SDPC spin actually. But HB16 able to get down very quickly, and Unknown's very high up, able to access the clean well. And that is a lot of
Huge
greed on
upstack the
HB16's
left
board.
side. On the left side, just this huge upstack. Surge broken by Unknown, sends over some garbage. But HB16 is right back down again, and aside from the spike, now
Yeah.
he's looking at a pretty even state.
Yeah, and Unknown's having a lot of cheese that they can access as soon as they get there, and wow, that is a big spike, and that does absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
For HP.
It appears that
Very
we're
good
getting
canceling here.
more of that feeling of watching jabs just fly by.
Yeah, and Unknown just lots of cheese to work through now, but
As you've seen though before, like with these matches, as soon as somebody messes up even a little, that could cost them pretty much.
yeah, and right as you say that, there was a misdrop, but very fast recovery, and
by HB16.
yeah.
Interesting position to be in. Speaking of HB16, as the surge has come in.
Yeah, Surge comes in, but is completely cancelled for the most part,
And now they're pretty much at the same state again.
but meanwhile, Unknown just has a ton of clean. If HB doesn't get down fast, this is just fatal.
Well, I feel like you've just jinxed it. Pretty bad position to be in if you're HB16, especially with some strange drops coming in.
But just being able to
There it
live, and
is.
as I say that, commentator's curse strikes once again.
Ouch! Unknown takes that one.
Another SDPC spin coming in from the Unknowns. HB16 just clearing out that garbage, and misdrops on
Looks like a
Unknown's
misdrop.
side, but that resolves and still gets the C spin off. Yeah, lots of cheese there, but manages to find the down stack, and
Continue going. However, Unknown is relentless on the attack, so
yeah, Unknown's playing
and
a whole
commentator's
0.3
curse.
PPS faster, and yet somehow HB still holding up.
Maybe that person who donated the channel points was right. Maybe we should stop talking.
Yeah.
On
We
the
have
other
seen
hand,
PPS if in action this entire match, and
Anam stacked pretty much all the way down HB16, having to find a way out.
Yeah, a big spike, but a lot of it canceled.
No kill.
And no kill, but no eyepiece either, and that's going to take a while. Is able to get down. HB16 now, just trying to send some garbage, build up some surge, and actually just down stacking. Unarmed with that big misdrop on their board, speeding through it and managing to get down. Oh, and the L misdrop that doesn't skim, and
Finds the eyepiece.
a lot of time
send
spent.
the attack. A lot of cheese to work through for HB16. Gets to it pretty much as soon as I mention it.
Yeah. Is that DT
It
cannon
looks-
setup?
It look. Oh, I don't think that's anything set up. I think that might just be snatching the feet from the
Yeah.
jaws of victory there. Anam
And
takes
the,
that
and,
one.
the, and the time it takes to pick that misdrop, really costly. So
It's brutal. Here we go. More of the same from Anand, it looks like. Or almost.
yeah, just more SDPC spin on Anand's side, and more down stacking from HB16 side.
Very consistent match, if nothing else.
Yeah, and very long rounds as well. Both players just able to like outlast one another.
And for HB16 being, let me check again.
Yeah,
HB16
HB16 is
like
quite
500
underranked
points.
in
500
this
Glicko.
match.
But they've been pretty much equal, and that team has dropped though.
Yeah, a lot of this has kind of come down to just like unfortunate misdrops. I think that's been what's losing HB16 a lot of rounds, and not really so much the pressure that's being sent.
No, not really, because they've been able to cope with the attacks as well as Anand has been capable.
But Anand is building up that
There.
surge, and once that's released, that could be very devastating.
HB16 has surge of their own, which they could be using to send back, and they do.
Yeah,
Makes it
HB16
equal.
canceling all of the surge without using their own and tanking that garbage. That's like just textbook tank.
So as you were
Very
saying,
well
yeah,
done.
no, it's mostly been coming down to misdrops and unfortunate and like bad luck, because it seems like these players, despite the disparity in Glicko, are pretty much on each other's wavelength.
Yeah. If HB16 could like take this set, that would be like absolutely massive for Waterloo. And
The
that
surge coming in is not very
the
promising though.
surge.
3 and 2. It would be a pretty big hit to morale for you, Washington, too, to have one of their highest rated players be taken down so soon.
Yeah.
Interesting
misdrop
misdrops
DT.
on on No's part. HB16 clearing out the garbage that's been coming in. Big well opens on the right side, spends in a spike. Our morale is great.
HB a
because
huge
Cooper
misdrop and a lot of cheese to work through. Anand is gonna start building up that surge, and
doesn't. What I like about this match though is that doesn't necessarily mean anything. We've been seeing a lot of cancellations
no,
even earlier.
HB has no surge at all and is really on that back foot here. But
Well,
Anand
nothing
sent
happened.
at a pretty bad time, and now both players just pretty low on the board again.
Well, yeah, it seems like HB16's been able to, if only barely, get out of like situations with the surge, and just based on the convenience, there's a good 180 spin there to get out of that interesting drop.
HB, all
wide
that
open for
clean
HB.
garbage to send, and Anand needs to get out fast. Nam does manage to get out fast, and there's the well.
You kind of wonder if this match will ever end. It feels way more even than the numbers should suggest.
Yeah, definitely
20
was not
minutes.
expecting such a close match looking at the Glickos.
20 minutes of down stack slop.
I think every one of these rounds have gone like over a minute and a half. Someone in stream fact check me.
HB16 having a little bit more trouble coping with this cheese coming in as surge builds up for Anam.
Yeah, but still
Wells
able to
opened up
access
for
that
HB16.
well, and if HB16 can just like find a way to cancel again, oh, and
It doesn't look
that
like that's gonna
misdrop does
happen here.
not help them.
Really unfortunate there. That eyepiece really just crushed all their hopes. Here we go. Are we gonna see it again from Unknown? We are. I have to ask, if someone not all that tapped in, is it common to just have just one opening that you run all the time?
A lot of players have openers that they just will do if it's available. And Unknown, close to the top of their board, is able to find that down stack, but that misdrop is going to slow them down. That might be costly.
It was a ton of garbage being sent between the two. HB16 able to send
HB16
nearly all
breaks
of
Surge,
the
but
Unknown.
Unknown's all the way at the bottom of the board does absolutely nothing.
HB16 was able to send back nearly all of Anam's initial attack as Anam builds Surge once again, but HB16's at the bottom of the board, so.
And a big spike.
Even so, huge spike. 5 and 2.
Massive.
I do think maybe this match is going to come down to endurance. They've been playing for long rounds for a while. If HB16 starts playing sloppy, this could get a lot easier for Anam.
Yeah, and Unknown just has that misdrop to deal with early on. HB16 not sending too much though, and
as you were saying, seems like
so much clean here to work with. And Unknown
Huge
with 22
wells.
spike. HB16 breaking back to back. Do they live off that?
no.
And the answer is
Close.
yes.
It's close, but they do.
And the spike sent right back, but Unknown has the well open, and they are perfectly fine.
HB16 building a tower out of eye pieces on the left side there.
Yeah, and the C-spin continuing that back-to-back, and again, are we going to see HB16 just get outsurged here?
Entirely possible, it's depending on when Anam breaks
And
Surge
the
right here.
35!
Here it is, but they managed to get out of there!
They're still alive but hanging by a thread,
Oh.
and that is just not enough. The misdrops are just devastating. I think a consistent pattern that we've seen is Unknown sending that huge surge, doing so much, and HB16 just narrowly living,
But then,
and then misdropping right after. It's so
yeah, and I think
unfortunate.
maybe even Anam has caught on to that, because every time they send a spike, or if they break Surge, it's always all like followed up quickly by some other attack, even if the Surge is like cleared out. We're seeing HB16 about halfway up right now.
Yeah, and honestly, it's just very difficult to outplay that, especially with that speed disadvantage. Like, Unknown's consistently playing a whole 2 pp. No, not 2, like 0.2 PPS faster. And you can see that in how fast they're able to just downstack things here. Taking a while to try to set up that STSD, still have the well open, and
HB16 in
Unknown
a
is gonna
weird
be
spot
perfectly
now.
fine. HB16 with a misdrop, and that's going
That's
to
yeah,
do
cost
it.
them the set. Very good performance, however, from
Yeah, meanwhile, on the other side, we had
Yeah,
a
UMich.
7-1 over UT Austin over UMich, and right now, current matchup 3-1 in favor of UT Austin. So I don't know how you feel as Waterloo, knowing that you don't have the certainty of making playoffs just yet.
it's certainly got to put them a little bit on edge. Let's see.
You Waterloo sending in the secret
weapon.
The cab counter, Koopa Lover 18. Pretty
Deemed a
funny that
weapon
they're
of
doing
mass
this.
destruction
Pretty
in
funny that they're
100.
doing this against U Waterloo. The team that has none other than Nuzzle Buddy, the C rank who almost got capped to top out.
Anam giving his opponent some props. HB
Koopa
popped
Lover
off at the start.
18. I learned Hachi Spin. I loved Hachi Spin. I lived for Hachi Spin. I think that is a pretty good indication of what opener they are going to use. Huge
My
shout out to
question has been
Pooh,
answered.
by the way, who's the one who started that copy pasta. who is now playing in the league and is guaranteed a shot at playoffs, so you will see her on stream again soon. Sign Cyber in chat, when are those Hachi spins becoming Hachi wins? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Hachi spin 2, Hachi win is what they say, right? Where's Pooh when you need her? Pooh, come to chat, please. Please support
Who is
Hachi
they?
Spin.
Infinite aura about that C rig.
Yeah, I mean, if you're you Waterloo here, like, honestly, who do you send to counter Koopa here? Because
I feel like any of their 3 remaining players.
I feel like realistically, you just send Pony and you hope for an upset here, right? Because
Right.
actually, that's a lie. You send like. Wait, they don't have Nakirigumi. That does change things because they can't
do
hope for an
not.
upset on Grape. Yeah.
No. It's like discounting Grape. Definitely not the situation I think you Waterloo thought they would be in when this match began. Why are we hating on Hachi, my beloved? Who's hating? Still waiting on Waterloo's pick, I believe.
I feel as if there is not really that much of a road to victory here.
I mean, it would mean having to go through Grape if... and if they lose this round, then it's just a non-starter. But... well, especially if the sets aren't that close. Oh yeah, favorite flavor of milk. I don't really drink milk that much actually. I like had strawberry milk when I was a kid. I like that one. Now and again though, I go to the store and I buy like Calpico. And they send in Derpy.
Yeah, Derpy Derp 101 and...
they are hungry and broke. Pretty good state to be in if you're looking to be desperate to like win. Having agreed to a warm-up match, we're gonna be on our way. And we're off.
TKI from both players, and it's pretty standard stuff on both ends. Koopa ever breaking first.
Already building Surge. Derpy Derp is off at 7 right now. Has a little bit of a mess to work through. Big Surge.
Yeah, Koopa Water just trying to downstack here and is going to have that out, but both players sending spikes at the same time and they just cancel each other out.
Why does strawberry milk have so much sugar? Have you ever seen how much sugar is in like Mountain Dew? It's like 80 grams.
That is precisely why I do not drink it.
Even the diet version of Mountain Dew has some sugar in it. That's how dire it is. Imagine it with no
Speaking
sugar.
of
It tastes
Mountain
horrible.
Dew, Waterloo really has a huge mountain to climb here if they want to take this match.
Nice
And they are
segue.
doing just
Koopa's
that. With
struggling
Koopa Lover
to
with
get
that
through here.
misdrop, but is able to get out. Another misdrop though. And
Derpy has been strong as we saw in the warm-up match with just maintaining pressure on the
yeah,
opponent.
well is open though, and Koopa Lover does have access to it. And
Misdrop there by Derpy. Derpy cleared up fast.
Derpy Derp sent very high to the top of the board. You really do not want to be dropping any sets here, if you're Derpy Derp.
They're playing like it. They're playing like they are what they said they were, hungry and broke. But situation's looking a little bit rougher here, especially as Koopa Lover gets the first match of the set.
Yeah, and you gotta remember, you still have Grape to go against, and that's going to be a pretty likely 7-0 against anyone on that Waterloo roster, so
It really does hurt that Nakirigumi wasn't there.
you really cannot be dropping any points against these.
Big surgeon.
Derpy
Derp
Derp
makes it
showing
equal.
exactly the case. Playing like their life is on the line and taking that set. Taking the round, I mean. Keep saying set.
I was wondering when we would finally address the terminology, because I've been saying round, match, set. Either way, what's happening here is it looks like Derpy Derp is about to take, or is getting closer to taking one of whatever it is we're talking about.
But
Strong
that is
tap
actually
there.
not the case. Koopa Lover able to just like get down there, and now Derpy Derp having to deal with that little hole at the bottom of their stack. Manages to get that Z-spin out of it though.
Struggling a little bit here.
Hesitations are going to be costly.
Seems like that had them for a little bit, trying to figure out what to do about that whole situation. But they were able to down stack pretty aggressively back down.
Yeah. Both players
Lots of
reasonably
clean.
clean right now.
Wells open right up for Derpy Derp to get in a pretty good attack.
Koopa
Cancels
Lover
immediately.
does have that back-to-back to tank a bit though. Does end
Derpy
up
Derp
using
building
it
up one of
now
their
on
own.
the back foot.
Derpy Derp now has one of their own, which they just
And
broke.
releasing the surge, but Koopa Lover big well here. Only problem is trying to figure out what to do here and has to break in an unfortunate spot.
Timing is critical here for Derpy Derp, it looks like. Big well open for Koopa Lover.
Yeah. But all that garbage
Ooh.
is just going to be sent as queen. Derpy Derp all the way was at the bottom of their board and is able to take advantage
Strange
of that.
T misdrop there. Cost Koopa Lover that round.
Misdrop on the TKI. Struggling to address it, but is able to find it out pretty quickly.
Breaks back to back. Derpy Derp not in a great position to be dealing with it, but clears away the garbage.
Cancel
issue.
very quickly, and right now trying to figure out what to do though, and those hesitations are going to be very, very costly. And a misdrop that's going to cover up the well, and yeah, just a struggle to downstack at the top 5 lines of their board for like a good 10 seconds there.
Derpy Derp hesitating a lot more than they did at the very beginning of the set.
Obviously, there have to be nerves coming into this, right? Like, you see the
It would be
misdrops
impossible for
and-
it not to be a factor.
Yeah.
I mean, especially since, like, it doesn't seem like the guarantees that were there at the beginning of the match are there anymore. And
Yeah.
since Grape is looming over the horizon for you, Waterloo, it's not a easy thing to deal with, having to like try and eke out as many points as you can here.
Yeah, and honestly, like, you know, like playing in a tournament is already nerve-wracking enough as is. Playing for your playoff hopes, that's
gotta hurt.
Completely like different monster as well. And there's another misdrop, but Koopa Lover is very high up. And definitely definitely higher than the Tetrio allows.
This is a state that some Tetris players would call losing.
Indeed. Misdrop on Koopa Lover's board. That's going to be devastating if they don't get down soon, and that garbage is looming on the horizon. That's a fourth round for Derpy Derp.
Back-to-back victories for Derpy Derp there.
Derpy Derp just getting off a lot of back-to-back, and that 20 spike gonna kill
something has
really
awakened
in
in them.
round.
It looks like taking three matches back-to-back-to-back. Seems like if Koopa Lover had a strategy to go in with, they might have to reconsider it right now as they go in.
Yeah, and they do have that PC, but instantly misdropping, and we're just both players low, but one having
surge.
Yeah, and that surge is going to be devastating when it comes in. Finally breaks it, not along with the spike though, and that's going to give Koopa Lover some breathing room.
Especially since that well was blocked for a little bit longer than I think Derpy Derp would have liked, and that interesting drop there.
Yeah, waiting a little, classic honking.
Misdrop there could be very troublesome, especially if Koopa Lover has an attack ready.
Yeah, managing to find the spins, but having to use that eyepiece, this is going to take a miracle to get out of.
Getting increasingly creative, but that's not exactly great for competitive prospects here, trying to get the attacks off here. Koopa Lover takes that one, 3-5. Slower gameplay from Derpy Derp headed into this round. Still manages to take it though, 3-6. Match point, Derpy Derp could take the this would be the first one for Waterloo, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, finding that PC, but Derpy Derp just trying to find down stacks and finally managing to access that clean, but that 8 back-to-back is looming. Finally gets Koopa Lover to break it and not send it with too much, honestly.
Hesitation is interesting, but it really does help to have strong attacks. Derpy Derp takes that one, 7-3.
Yeah, so it's now 17-12, a 5-point deficit to overcome, and you have to be wondering, like, because that's quite a bit to ask from whoever goes against Grape, and
yeah, to basically win by like 5 points or more.
Yeah, you have to, on top of a sweep, you would have to also get at least 6 points off of Grape.
Which doesn't... It seems like a relative impossibility.
I mean, realistically, anything is possible, but at the same time, UW is in control of counterpick and should be able to comfortably win both sets with the way that they've picked things. Pony going to be going against Kids on Black.
How to keep
Fight
the
between the horses. In honor of the Year of the Horse coming up.
Coincidentally, I think the new Uma Musume scenario just dropped today, or like will drop soon. So that's fun.
Nice. Anyways, grapes, fun fact, they eat balls, I eat myself. And
Hello?
Antinomy took combinatorics but still can't count to 4. Well,
How do you end up in
you
that
can count to
situation?
5. That still works out, right? With the
Here we
knowledge of how
go.
to do a T-spin. Anyways, both players emerging with that TKI.
Grape having to deal with that interesting eyepiece placement. It missed drops a couple times. Antinomy takes the warm-up match.
Is this a sign of what's to come? A possible upset?
I believe everyone who's won the warm-up match. Hold on. So I know Derpy won the warm-up match and then went on to win the actual set. This could be interesting. Keep the horses. Keep the hopes alive. And rough. Ooh. Grape gets the PCO off. Builds up a gigantic well.
Yeah, and Grape huge misdrops here, and Antinomy can get to that garbage soon, but does have to waste the eyepiece, and that's going
exactly
to be
capitalize on it.
Unfortunately, Grape is still way too high on that board to really get down, and that's
Antinomy
two
takes
rounds.
the first
taking.
2 in a row, yeah.
Yeah, that. Well, the first one was a warm up. Is this an indication of what's to come for this?
First was a warm up, but this is a real thing.
Yeah. But Grape able to find the rhythm here, and
The beast is woken
that's
up.
going to
Here
be
goes.
devastating.
Fix that. Our secret weapon. Never mind.
Where's Nelson?
Put a little bit more faith into your teammate than that.
Wait, where's the secret weapon of Nuzzle Buddy? Oh, and that's a misdrop from Grape. Right. Grape is just playing a whole 1 PPS faster than Antinomy.
And is dealing with has a lot of cheese to work through in this region.
Grape can
Grape's
just like
back-to-back.
upstack with no fear at all, given the speed advantage. Oh boy.
And the misdrops on Antinomy's
I think
side, that
that
spells
might
the
be
end for
it
that
on
round.
that side.
Sets off to an interesting start already. See if Antinomy can find a little bit more fire in them to try and take a little bit more against Grape. Huge well open on Grape's side, sending back all that clean fast. Antinomy down stacking pretty well. Has to break out a lot of interesting spins to try and work their way down, though.
Yeah, but
Grape
Antinomy
in the
managing
danger
to
zone.
get a lot of queen sent off. Grape struggling to get down through a lot of cheese. It's just infinite cheese race up there. Along with the 7 surge that doesn't even need to be sent.
So not
Antinomy
nearly,
doing so much here to hold their own in this upset.
not nearly the 7-0 that was anticipated. Both players seem to have roughly the same idea here.
Yeah, and
Winner?
honestly, very clean board for Antinomy right here, but having to break that back to back,
Is
that
well.
misdrop isn't going to do any favors.
Wells just opened up. Grape now has
Grape
a 6
dealing with a lot of
back-to-back
misdrops,
goal.
sending that 6 back to back, and yet at the same time, all of it is just like nice
shrugged off.
garbage for Antinomy to eat. But there's the well.
Vicious attack here by Grape, and Cinnamon can't seem to get past that misdrop's gonna cost them. 3 and 2 Grape leads.
Yeah, if
Tight
it's any
match.
consolation for Waterloo though, Yumish up big here and seeming to be in a good position to win, so a little bit of stress taken off their backs.
Grape is playing an entire 20 pieces faster. With an 8 back-to-back scored up. And it breaks. And Tenemy doesn't really get the chance to react to it. 4 and 2.
Great playing really fast, but nowhere near Pop Knowledge's 300 PPS from the other week.
That was very interesting to watch. Stratus and I commented on it, I think for a second. 300 pieces a second was quite something to watch.
Yeah. Great managing to fix that misdrop really early and just take the round like really quickly. I think what we're seeing a lot is misdrops at the start for Grape and then just like really quickly recovering from it is how fast he is.
Kind of the same story that we've been seeing here today of misdrops kind of giving away the match at just the wrong time.
Yeah, big spike.
But then, like on paper, more capable players just giving the second they give up anything.
And Tenemy needs to get at least 4 more here to keep Waterloo's hopes alive in this match. And that's going to be a pretty difficult task.
That's a tall task.
As Grape is building up that back-to-back and finally sends it and doesn't really do too much, but it's costly time it takes to fix things. And no T-piece in sight. This is
Cyber
finally
reporting
having
in to
bail.
say that Umich has secured the win, asking, is Waterloo okay? I don't quite know about that. It doesn't seem like it, to be quite honest. And Tenemy holding out here, might just barely eke out a win given the state of Grape's Grape's board. Wow.
And is able to pull it off.
6 and 3.
Waterloo is hanging on by a thread, needing 3 more rounds off the back of Enemy and the sweep.
Which begs the question of, can Pony pull one off against Kika-san Black? Huge recovery there by Enemy. Getting back into it, down stacking pretty aggressively. Grape building up a back-to-back. Lets it go. Enemy doesn't have anything.
Yeah. Honestly, still a very good showing for
Strong
Enemy.
showing for Enemy. Counting the warm-up, they took 4.
Yeah, like that's playing up like by what is it?
I have them here.
Like,
I can't read my own
Like
handwriting.
like 700 Glicko. Like,
yeah.
And taking 3 rounds is still a Herculean task, and to do that,
Really
if
impressive.
Waterloo is able to make playoffs, which seems very likely here, this is probably a good sign for them to carry that momentum in. They'll definitely need it if they're going to be playing against Purdue. So yeah, last set between Kita-san Black and Pony.
Harikite ko.
Fate, Destiny. I cannot pronounce that. They also eat balls for breakfast.
Fate, Destiny. What is that? Fate-destiny? People toss these words around like tennis balls. Flying balls for breakfast. Is that the bit? Is that UW's bit?
I don't know. 3 of them eat balls, and then the other 2, I don't know what they do.
Well,
They
that's a
probably
majority.
don't eat balls.
I mean, again, I feel like I feel like
Okay.
there's enough ball shaped. Oh shit! Whoa! Whoa!
Are
And we're back.
yeah. Nice.
Like I said, there are many ball-shaped things that you can eat for breakfast.
Indeed.
Well,
Anyways, we're getting into the warm-up. See what Pony can do.
Whatever that is. Kita-san Black, that's the perfect clear.
Yeah.
Big well for Kita-san Black. Break surge of 6.
Yeah, Pony with that surge disadvantage at the top of the board, and that's going to be it for the warm-up.
20 seconds.
Yeah, seems like Pony is not a fan of invasions, but Waterloo is going to really want to be able to invade the playoffs and take those last 2 slots.
Man, you love finding those segues. Here we go.
Yeah, Pony with the MS2, Kita-san Black with the extended SDPC spin.
Blocks it on well for a little bit before getting back to the T-spin double, building up a back-to-back chain.
Yeah,
That
just
it's
big
not even
back-to-back.
needed. Not even needed.
Big back-to-back, big pressure. Big win.
Kita-san Black declaring in chat, I'm a front runner, raw.
Pentag from Purdue saying, where was this gameplay against me? The BM is insane in this chat right now.
Back-to-back perfect clears from Kita-san Black.
Yeah,
Doesn't seem to
Pony
have
with that
much of a
misdrop
long-term
when it had to
effect.
take time to recover from it. That's another instant misdrop and then another 2 more to top out.
Dog, I took 5 matches SMH. It's getting heated in here. Kita-san Black building in.
Yeah, and
And the
Kita-san Black
Zenbo
very high up on the
fourth.
board, and that's going to be fatal.
I feel as though perhaps Pentag could have distracted them a little bit there, sending another aggravating message.
Yeah, you gotta wonder if Pentag has any
Interference.
stake in this, considering that, you know, being likely 2 seed really influences who they end up playing. So we all know if we're getting third party here.
Get this B-teamer out of here. Ouch.
I mean, this really isn't
I'm
doing that much for
watching
Kita-san
Pentag
Black.
play- I got to watch Pentag play a little bit a while ago though, and it was really fucking cool. Anyways, here comes
29
Pony.
spike, and all of that is just cancelled by Pony. Literally no garbage on this guy's board whatsoever. And
Doesn't break a sweat at all. Interesting position to be in though, having to work through
oh, and that's another
some
misdrop.
unfortunate
That's
misdrops.
rough.
That's gonna do it.
I feel like this Purdue guy is just rage baiting the entirety of
Pentag?
YouTube right now.
Pentag is that Purdue guy? Escape. Sure.
Yeah, that
Kita-san
Purdue
Black in
guy.
a dire situation
Oh,
here.
building that
Ooh,
opener
ouch.
way too high, and that's a second set taking for Pony. Second round. Yeah, not set.
Getting more particular about the terminology here.
Yeah, MS2 on both sides, and we're playing the waiting game here. So Kita-san Black not opting to wait, just sending it, and
Kita-san Black shoots first. Further trouble, a mountain of garbage. Down stacks pretty effectively though. Pony now
yeah,
has
a lot of
little
cheese on
lines of
Pony's
cheese,
board.
Yeah.
But misdrop on Kita-san Black's side, and
Sends all of that clean right back though, has a few more lines of cheese to work through. Otherwise, we've kind of reached a very equal state on both boards.
yeah, both players not really building that much surge here, just at the bottom of their boards, not too much garbage. just this one Tetris of Queen that's being sent back and forth.
Have you ever heard that joke about how artists send the same $5 between each other? That's kind of how it feels watching. Ooh, tough misdrop there for Kitasan Black.
I mean, it's like XQC said, right? Like they're making paintings.
Not much of anything there for Kitasan Black.
Shout out XQC, bro. Can we get this guy to donate to the CTL prize pool? Can you guys donate to the CTL prize pool? Viewers, we need to hit our donation incentives. Please donate to our prize pool.
CTL is made possible by viewers like you. PCO coming in from Kitasan Black, coming in hot. Pony has a mountain of clean garbage.
Yeah.
Wells wide
But that
open.
Queen is already sent, and no back-to-back at all. And
Jeez.
yeah, we're playing Cheese Race again. Cheese Race, but the Austin variant.
It is pretty amusing to see
And that's
how
a
inventive
misdrop.
they can get with the spins in a tight situation.
Yeah.
But
I feel
now on
like that's
Pony's
one of the
side,
really neat things about Season 2. It's just a completely different game than it was before, right? To some extent.
yeah. And I think especially once you get like at this level of play, you start to see it a lot more. I remember seeing like there was a lot of really tight plays earlier. I think in Derpy Derps matches with like tight 180 spins.
Oh, and that misdrop, they're not going to be able to send all that garbage, and holding out for an eyepiece, that's going to cook Pony.
5-3. Kitasan Black is a front runner, but the whole point of a front runner is to stay ahead. Even a little bit of a loss of momentum, and maybe Pony can try and eke something out here.
We're just seeing that same opener over and over again, and we saw that one win earlier where Kitasan Black had to stack way too high for that opener. Wondering if
It seems like
that
Pony's
could
in
be
a
another
similar...
win condition.
Oof.
Big
Tough break there
garbage
for
though,
Pony.
and we can see why Pony's not a fan of invasions, as all of that garbage invades their screen.
Tough break for Pony there.
Misdropped opener, this might be Pony's chance to strike. It's not going to be a big deal though, because I'm back into a pretty clean position. Pony, no garbage to send. Getting hit with a bad timing here would be devastating, and
Not really
managing to get
finding-
back to a clean state.
Pony's not really finding much of anything to send back. And their own setups are kind of being hampered with the fact that they have to deal with Kitasan Black, who's like really putting on the pressure. Interesting L spin there.
Kitasan
Brings
Black
them down
having
a
to
little
break
bit.
that back to back and not sending that much. And now all of this garbage piling in, having to get through that cheese first. But is able to do that. Pony sending garbage and it's all converted as clean.
Kitasan with a breaks their back to back there. Not really much of anything though.
Pony in a very good position to take that back to back, and now we're just having that one Tetris of garbage being sent back and forth again.
It's the $5. Bad
But
place to be in if you're
only-
Pony. There's nothing there. That's game.
Yeah, that will do it. 30 to 19. No wait, 31 to 18. Apologies. In favor of UW. So yeah, with that, UW has secured playoffs, and
Congratulations
will-
to you, Dub.
likely be playing against UC Berkeley, which has Muke, so might be time for them to start planning for that, provided that Purdue wins. So Pentag, if you're in chat right now, it's all on you. It's all on you. But yeah. Anyways, Waterloo also very likely to make playoffs now, as long as Purdue wins. So
Congratulations.
yeah, and if we're taking interviews as well, if you guys are looking to interview.
Ba-dum-ba-dum.
Hello.
Hello.
So, yeah, I guess I'll get us started. Coming into this match, I guess first off, were you guys kind of aware of that, like, Buko's disadvantage and the difficulty to get into playoffs with a loss?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was a bit of a concern. Toronto did a thing, and that did put us in a bit of a rough position, but I'm gonna be honest, I was more than confident in our players. We've been popping off this entire season. I'm gonna glaze them a little bit here. I've never been more proud to be a team captain for any Tetris team ever before. These guys popped the hell off. I'm so goddamn proud of them.
Honestly, huge W, and yeah, lots of respect to you as a captain for just like motivating your team and just like kind of getting this team together to play. And yeah, also, I guess, were you at any point in the match like nervous at all in losing, or?
Losing overall the entire match, not really. Really unfortunately for Waterloo, they didn't have Nakiri. That was kind of our biggest concern going in. So yeah, aside from that, like there was a couple of moments. Well, I mean, we just kind of missed off throughout the entire match. That was annoying, but realistically, I didn't think that there was that much of a risk in general.
Yeah, I guess a question about like playoffs. So you guys are likely to play against UC Berkeley. Not sure if you're aware. We've kind of been saying that on stream, but how do you guys feel about that matchup heading in? Are you guys feeling confident? Any specific things that you're worried about or thinking that you wouldn't want to leak to Berkeley if they're listening to the stream? But yeah.
I haven't looked too closely at the Berkeley matchup so far. But again, I'm gonna just repeat what I said before. I'm proud as hell in this team. I think that I'm confident enough that we can go as far as, well, we're capable of going. And if that ends up being at the foot of Berkeley, then we'll do our best to make it a good fight.
Yeah, that's really great mindset to have, and yeah, really wishing you guys good luck. And yeah, any questions from May?
Not really here.
All right, yeah. Or any last thoughts, Targator? Like, anything you want to say to stream?
Yeah, there is one thing I want to. Do you mind if I bring on a guest that's like with me in person?
Sure.
All right. So I did mention this in like the match setup chat. I'm currently not at campus UW. I'm competing for the University of Washington debate team, and we're currently in like the southern area of Washington. So just because I respect him a lot and I appreciate what he's done, I'd like to quickly shout out my club president and retiring senior Griffin Hebmeyer for the University of Washington.
Okay, definitely.
Ooh, let's go, and good luck in your debate tournament as well.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, hoping you secure 2 wins today.
Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure I went 1-4, but regardless, we won at the one that matters.
Nice.
He's the one who you don't like.
All right, congrats on a win today, and yeah, take care.
Yeah, you too.
We'll see you in playoffs.
Heck yeah.
Right, now we're taking interviews from Waterloo. Give me a second. We're dragging people in. Hi. So yeah.
Hello.
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 Yeah. So, how are you guys feeling after that matchup, knowing that you guys are very likely to make playoffs regardless?
Really?
Yeah,
Wait.
you are.
If Purdue wins, you guys are guaranteed playoffs. Probably
when's-
7th seed.
Is Purdue playing like at 7 or in 5 minutes or?
Yeah,
so, aren't
they
they?
will be playing in 5 minutes.
Oh, that's crazy. I thought we lost. Like, okay, wait. That's crazy. Yay!
Woo!
Woo! Yeah.
Ask
I
us
think-
questions.
Yeah, I thought this was an
those
interview.
So, headed into this match, UWash was favored, but you guys took some pretty tough. You guys played very evenly. How do you guys feel? How did you guys feel like going into this match? Did you expect it to be closer or a little bit more distant, especially knowing like Nakirigami wasn't there?
Wait, I'll
I
say
think we
something and then you say something. Oh,
Okay.
you go first.
I think we were expecting to have Nikiri, so it was kind of like a rush in the beginning where we were like trying to figure out what to do.
Right, the panic of it all.
Yeah, because we had to like switch matchups too, and then like sub thicken like last minute. So honestly, like I didn't know, like what if we needed to win or not, at all before this. Guys, I didn't
know?
watch the game, by the way.
Wait,
I don't know.
I was playing another game.
What game were you
Okay,
playing?
so like she was we
The
were
B
captains,
team, right?
but I was gonna sub for someone in the B team, so I asked her to captain for A team, right? So she was like part of the A team planning, but because Nikiri wasn't here, we had to do a last minute switch. So instead of subbing for B, then I had to sub for A. So I think all things considered, because Nikiri was our best player, right? So I think since it was already going to be close, like anyways, we were kind of just like not feeling the most confident going into it. So we were just trying to maximize our point differential, if anything. So I think considering that, it was everyone did very well. Like I think there was we got a lot more points than we were expecting, and all of our players played really well. I think you also noticed like a lot of the matchups were not the most even, but it was like 3-7 a lot of the time, which I think is very, very impressive, and I'm very happy with the team.
Yeah, I'm glad we got like so many points off the other team, and yeah, UW also played really well themselves. But I'm really proud of like our performance too, even though everyone was kind of like dooming and panicked because we thought we'd have Nikiri.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess how did you guys kind of overcome that, like not having Kiri? Like how were the nerves on your side? Because you guys did play some really good sets, honestly, playing like up in Glicko.
I don't know. I think we were all very, very panicked because like all of the planned matchups we weren't able to do, right? Like the drafting flexibility was like just gone, So I think we just tried to leverage, since Glicko is obviously going to be a disadvantage at almost every single round, we were just trying to maximize based on play style. So like we were drafting based on, like this person kind of plays like this, I think this player would be better, That was really the most we could do. So, and I think it kind of ended up as about a lot better than we thought we would be doing.
I was going to say, I think that strategy paid off. You guys took some, like the match between Antimony and Grape was actually like very entertaining to watch. Some very good play there.
Yeah, for sure. He's been really working on his Alston, so I think you could kind of see some of it.
Absolutely.
As well. Is there anything else?
I am so sorry. My brain is so fried.
Oh yeah. Anyways, if you guys do make playoffs, I think the probable matchups that you guys are playing are either UCLA, Purdue, or UBC. So I'm just wondering if there are any of those teams that you specifically would like to play against, and how you guys feel about that.
Well, like last time, like it was really close between like Nuzzlebuddy and Cab. Like I don't know if you saw, but he almost won a set off him. So I think like this time, if we have to play against UCLA again, I think we got it this time. Like Nuzzle Buddy's like been training.
So then, are you not worried about the rest of UCLA's team?
No,
What team?
no, we're not worried.
What team?
Ooh.
We
Wait,
beat them
are you
all.
guys? Wait, you guys are cloning Nuzzle Buddy, right? 5 Nuzzle Buddies against the whole UCLA roster.
Yeah. Cause
Yeah.
like
This is the UCLA versus the world that we wanted. This is the one.
The real championship match.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, also UBC and Purdue would be nice to play, especially since we've been generally very friendly with both of those teams. So I think we're also a little curious to see how those would play out, because we haven't gotten to play their team yet, and we haven't gotten to play against, I don't know, CTL Plu. I think this is her first time playing in CTL in a while, and I'm really curious to see what those matchups would be like.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah. Hopefully you guys get a matchup that you guys want. Yeah. So we hope to see you guys in playoffs, and hopefully with Nakirigumi next time. And yeah, good luck, and thank you for stopping by. Yeah.
Good luck.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, so with that, we are concluding the stream for this match, but right after we have UCSD versus CMU, which is a match with many playoff implications, as we've said earlier, and we have a lot of teams fighting for that, most likely just the 8th slot, and yeah, so really hope
Stick
that
around.
you guys
You're gonna want to see this.
stick around. Yeah, definitely make sure to watch, especially if your team is at risk from being eliminated. You guys have to watch this. This is your lifeline, so please
Just
stay.
make sure that you
Please
don't.
stay.
Just make sure that you're not watching this during your game.
Or maybe do. Fick did that. Anyways,
Fick did that,
peace
but-
out.
yeah,
We'll be back
alright.
soon.
Have a good night.
All right, and we are back. Pretty short break because we were a little behind schedule on the previous stream, but coming up here is a very important match between uh, UCSD and CMP, I think. Um,
CMU. Currently
oh,
going.
sorry, CMU. And
Yes.
Zynex, maybe you could tell us a little bit more about what the outcomes of this match will mean for
Yes.
the playoffs.
So there are a few teams playing for this 8th seed in playoffs. One of them is UCSD, and UCSD needs to win this match. And not only do they need to win, they need to win by enough points in order to win tiebreakers against some of the other teams that are also playing for that last seed. CMU won't be making playoffs, I believe, but them winning is also very important to other teams. Like, for example, UCLA-B would get a very important Buchholz point, so I believe UCLA-B just makes it into the playoffs if CMU wins this match, so I imagine they are very much hoping for that outcome. Even if that doesn't happen, UCSD still needs to have a strong enough point differential to beat UCLA-B, and I believe also UCI. I think these three are the main teams fighting for this 8th spot. Most of the rest of these slots are locked in already. UCLA-A, first seed guaranteed. Berkeley and Washington, they're going to be 4th or 5th, depending on some, I think, Buchholz results, but it doesn't really matter. They're going to be playing against each other in the playoffs in round 1, regardless. Waterloo, probably seed 7. U of T, probably seed 6. The remaining two are seeds 2 and 3, which will be Purdue and UBC, depending on the results of some other matches happening in this time slot. I believe it's UIUC versus UC Irvine. The results of that match, as well as Purdue's point differential, will determine whether Purdue or UBC is seed 2 and 3. And then, as I said earlier, seed 8 will be fought over by these remaining teams. Mainly UCSD, who wants to win this match by enough, and UCI and UCLA-B. And yes, now let's talk about the match itself, UCSD versus CMU. I've talked about this match a little bit over the last 2 streams, or I guess this stream and the last one. This is a match between seed 11 and seed 16 by Glico, but it's really not that simple. Like, you'd think that CMU is very heavily disadvantaged, but in reality, they actually have a really solid shot at taking this upset, because CMU's lineup is a really strong player at the top, and then 4 very similar players at the bottom. And that means that if their top player wins against one of UCSD's upper 3 players, they just need 2 of their other players, who are roughly interchangeable, which means drafting is fairly loose for them. They just need 2 of these other players to win against UCSD's bottom 2 players. Now, this is still going to be a close match in one of these matches, so that's what we're going to be looking out for. But yes, I believe unless an upset happens to 1081p or by Tejo, who is UCSD's lowest player, this is likely going to come down to whoever Karma from UCSD plays against on CMU. That's going to be the matchup to look for. Karma against one of CMU's lower 4 players. And whoever wins that match, provided there are no other upsets, is likely going to win the match. And with that, I'm going to pass it off to Ethanol to take care of the rest of the stream.
Okay, thank you very much, Linux, for that pretty high-level analysis. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how CMU will use their 1X player to make that strategical difference against UCSD. Pretty interesting to see how they have like a nearly balanced team with like four U ranks and one X rank. So there's going to be a lot of pressure for sure, riding on the ability to just get that get a good matchup with the X rank. I do see Jacob on UCSD. That's pretty cool. I see Jacob's videos on my recommended sometimes. I'm sure everyone knows, but Jacob is like a Tetris player who posts YouTube videos, and he's definitely up there in terms of like quality content for sure. Definitely one of the Tetris content creators up there that really tries to push out funny content. I've also heard he has really funny keybinds where he uses like the numpad on his keyboard as part of his control setup. But yeah, I think both teams are in their blind picking phase right now. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like okay, so far some blind picks have happened. I think they might have. I think some things are having a little bit of technical difficulty though. That's kind of interesting. Okay, I think we are getting into a warm-up now. And it's gonna be Nonrick 2 versus Godman 180. Okay, interesting. You don't see that very often here. That's from Non-Rick 2 that I always forget the names of openers. Both players not building up too much anything right now. They're probably just trying to not show all their power for the warm-up round here. Yeah, both players doing a lot of skimming here. Could be nerves, could be just taking it easier for the warm-up. A lot of cheese. Big spike from Godman 180. This probably is going to be what ends the warm-up, and that is it. Alright, alright. Yeah, so looks like Godman 180 is around like mid U rank, and then Non-Rick 2 is a bit of a lower side U rank. They have pretty similar stats. Not that stats always mean everything, but I think this is going to be a bit of a Godman 180 favored matchup. We'll see if Non-Rick 2 can do anything funny here. Looking at the fun facts here, which I missed, Godman 180 is a goose farmer. I could believe that. I look at that profile picture, I'm like, yeah, that guy could be a goose farmer.
Danger. Warning.
Alright, and we are getting into the match here. We'll see if Non-Rick 2 can pull off a bit of an upset or not. Okay, Godman 180 opening with DT cannon. You don't see that all the time, especially from the U rank. It seems to be working out pretty well. Oh no. Non-Rick has a chance here, getting cheese onto Godman 180's board. But looks like Godman 180 has that godlike cheese race. Right as I say that, he misdrops twice actually. Oh, but it doesn't matter because Non-Rick is even worse scenario. This definitely seems like the kind of gameplay that would come out of players being a little bit on the nervous side. I think that would... But it's pretty fair considering it's such a close matchup. And again, DT from Godman 180. They seem to really like that DT. Let's see, Non-Rick 2 fumbling a bit with that Z piece. They are building up a nice back-to-back though. Didn't quite find a nice time to break it though, so Godman isn't really gonna be under any kind of pressure from the break. Man, these guys are fast. I wish I could play this fast. Okay, big spike from Godman 180. And that is going to take Non-Rick 2 out. If I were Non-Rick 2, I would start trying to compose myself immediately. Oh no! But speaking of which, I don't think they're quite doing that right now. Godman 180 already pulling ahead with a bit of a decisive lead here. Not looking super great for Non-Rick 2. Okay, and changing it up, Godman 180 going for PCs now in Season 2 of all places, and they misdropped! This is gonna be Non-Rick's first round. And now Godman 180 opening with 9-0? Okay, so very interesting opener choice from Godman 180, but I suppose they're showing that it doesn't really matter too much what you open with some solid mid game and good down stacking. Okay, a bit of a cheese for Godman 180. We'll see if Non-Rick can be able to capitalize off of this. They have a good stack going. Oh, but not quite, not quite. And now Godman has a good access to their well. So does Non-Rick 2, as these players follow the garbage back and forth. I guess we're just going to wait until one of them gets a good counter spike, and Godman 180 with the 19th spike. Another point. It's okay, surely Non-Rick just gets like 3 in a row. Oh, not with that misdropped SDPC. Finds a nice downstack multiplier, but it gives Godman 180 such a nice well to work with. I think Godman 180 is panicking a little bit, not quite making use of that godly garbage. Yeah, and now Non-Rick 2 has a big chance to kill it. Oh! Non-Rick 2 doing a really good job sending that spike when Godman 180 was not prepared. Pulling a total 180 on that situation, even though he's not Godman. Okay, Godman again opening with 9-0. Do openers matter in U rank? I feel like they should, but maybe they don't. Oh! I think Godman might be opening with 9-0 just because they're more comfortable in the plonking sort of position. Tanking the clean from Non-Rick's opener and trying to kill him off of that. Godman 180 doing a very good job canceling the cheese there from Non-Rick's short surge. Yeah, definitely a lot of smart gameplay coming out of Godman 180. which is always interesting to see. Oh, non-Rick 2 has a really bad misdrop just as they were getting into the pattern stacking. That means their advantage is gone. Oh, and Godman 180 finds another nice spike when non-Rick 2 was just not in a very fortunate position. If I were non-Rick right now, I would probably try... Oh no, Godman 180, what are we doing? Yeah, happens to the best of us. Oh well. That was such a tough set of misdrops, man. Looking like Vince HD over here. Oh, and Godman 180 being caught in another bad position. Non-Rick is actually slowly climbing back. Very close match with 5-4 here. I think Godman might be beginning to feel a little bit of that pressure. Okay, big well for Godman 180, but it's 8-1, which is not fantastic. Yeah, looks like they won't quite be able to hold back-to-back to it. Oh, but big spikes from Godman 180 as he clears all the garbage away, and it's non-Rick 2 now who's in the hot seat. Let's see if he can make it out. I think he is making it out, yeah. And now Godman 180 with the really bad misdrops. Non-Rick 2 brings it up 5-5, a tie. A really good showing from the underdog here. Oh, and Godman 180 misdrops are opening again. I think they're starting to feel very nervous here. You know, Gonrick 2 with the SDPC spin, going off into 6-3 continuation. Nice mech heart pattern stacking. We'll see how much they manage to get off of this. Not too much as they... Oh, and they misdrop too! And a third time, and a fourth time! Oh no. Okay, match point here for Godman 180. It is very tough to play in these very stressful conditions where the matchup is so close. Oh, Godman 180 with some really nice back-to-back stacking. Very smart T-spin 180 there. Oh, but it looks like they have a bit of a mishold. Won't be able to continue the back-to-back off of it, and they lose their advantage there. Both players in a... I think Godman 180 has a slightly better stack, so they're probably going to start building back-to-back first. Or not. Okay, surely this is when non-Rick 2 starts building back-to-back. No, they misdrop. You know what? I'm just not going to talk about the players' boards. Okay, what if I say like non-Rick 2 is about to make like a bad setup, and then they make a really good setup? Okay, non-Rick 2 is about to make like a bad setup. Okay, that's. Yeah, both players playing really defensively here. I think they definitely are a little scared of, well, non-Rick 2, he has to focus on not losing, and Godman 180 really probably does not want to see this tiebreaker. Oh, bad situation for non-Rick 2 though. Godman 180, will they capitalize? They're at the bottom of their board, trying to make everything they can. Non-Rick 2 has to capitalize his board just to make it A bit of downstack progress. And Number 2 just barely makes it out. Gano 180 was just a little bit too late on finding the pressure to kill. And Number 2 finds a really nice counter spike. And Godman 180 falls. We are at a tiebreaker now. This is one crazy close match. Okay, let's see. Number 2, misdropped their opener. Godman 180 doing PCs. Very tiebreaker, yes. Oh, big well for Godman 180. Number 2. Oh no, but they mess up their down stack a little bit, and that is going to be game. The match goes to Godman 180. Good clutch at the end there. But still, a very impressive showing from Number 2, who was a bit of the underdog here.
Yes, indeed. UCSD definitely needed to win that match. Their top 3 that aren't playing against 1081p really want to land their wins, and they did, but Nonric put up a really good performance there, taking 6 points, and every point that they take off of UCSD's top 3 is a point that Karma's going to have to take back in their match, right? Which, if it's a big enough differential, that's going to be pretty difficult, even in a match that, in theory, should be pretty close. For the rest of this match, I believe CMU is mostly just going to be focusing on making sure 1081p doesn't play against Tejo, the S+, and I think CMU is in a really good spot for the rest of this match, assuming nothing crazy happens. That's not to say that UCSD can't win, they definitely can. They are not out of this race yet. And I see UCLA B player Absurd Potato in Twitch chat cheering on CMU. That makes sense. They are, I believe, guaranteed in playoffs after, if CMU wins this match. So it's nice to see this sort of interaction. We see Icarus being chosen for UCSD next. And if I'm not incorrect, I believe that is their invitation to send 1081p, but they could also be looking to send 1081p against Jacob. It's really up to CMU here, but the safest move here, they need to get 1081p against either Icarus or Jacob in order to keep themselves afloat, since they need Karma and Tejo to play against their other players. So yes, it's going to be a pretty interesting match, and definitely hasn't been decided yet. How are you feeling about this at the moment?
I think that UCSD probably doesn't feel super good about that last match. They probably lost more points than they were hoping for sure. And yeah, I'm not sure who CMU will send out. I also wouldn't guess that they would send out 1081p right now. I'm thinking they might try and save them for a later game. Yeah, but correct me if I'm wrong, but Icarus is Karma, right?
Oh, is that so? Okay, yeah, if Icarus is... yeah, you are absolutely right. I completely misread the rosters. Yes, if Icarus is Karma, then yes, they want to send one of their other players. Sorry for that mistake, yes. CMU probably wants to send one of their other players so that they can land this win.
For sure.
And yes, we see Penguin against Icarus, and this is the most important match of most important set of this match, I believe. So take it away.
Looking at their fun facts here, I see Icarus has traveled to every continent, and Penguin plays bowling. Getting into the warm-up here, Penguin already starting off with a very unfortunate misdrop, and then they misdrop the all-spin, and then they misdrop again, and then they... oh man, that's rough. And then they misdrop again! Well, hopefully they got all their misdrops out of the way now, and not and not something they will do a bunch of times in game. Yeah, very important match coming up here. Another very close match. Okay, Icarus is lagging a little bit right now. Looks like they're back though. It gave Penguin all the time in the world to get their opener going. And Penguin is going for huge strides right now. Looks like a little bit of break in their pacing though. Oh, but the back-to-back surge break is enough to kill Icarus. First point for Penguin here. Okay, now both players open it. Oh, we have STBC versus Stick Spin. Who wins here? Okay, I don't think either player decided to try and tank. It's kind of strange. I rarely ever see people tank with like Stick Spin, even though that's the whole point. Okay, good opportunity for Penguin here. And looks like they make good use of their opportunity. They had a really nice well there. 2 points for Penguin. Oh, Icarus chaining it up with MS2 this time. They actually do accept. Oh no, but they misdropped their T! That is understandable. I think, considering that Icarus is down points right now, they are probably feeling quite nervous again. This must be why companies value people that can work under pressure. Oh, really nice down stab from Icarus though, going to totally wipe out Penguin who misdropped. Okay, both players with huge opener misdrops. Penguin gets out first though. Icarus still hesitating quite a lot there. I think they get out too though. Yeah, the nice Z spin. Okay, I think Penguin... Did Penguin misdrop again? I wasn't looking. But they have so much cheese on their board right now. Oh. Bit of an awkward stack right now. Icarus, oh, misdrops the kill. This is an absolute mess of a game. Oh my goodness. I mean, obviously I'm not saying I would do any better, but this is one very, very nervous wreck of a game right now. Okay, Penguin has a good chance to kill here. Icarus with a really awkward board stay. And that is going to be it. Penguin doing really well here. As 1081 said in chat, Warm is in no way representative of anything whatsoever Copium. Definitely not Copium. I think that's absolutely true as we're seeing here. Penguin is doing quite well. And they have a huge well right now. Will they be able to capitalize off of it? Yes, they will. Icarus not in a good position here. The garbage gods have decided to bless Penguin today. Penguin opening with BT and they misdrop it. Oops. Oh, and Icarus setting a big spike, but now they have nothing on their board, so I think Penguin is just gonna be able to get out, yeah. And now the spike comes back to Icarus! Penguin is playing this really well here, even despite the misdrops and the jump scare spikes. They're able to be very consistent. and constantly like regain control of the board. We see BT Cannon coming out again. Okay, this looks like a good position for Icarus finally. Building up back-to-back, nice count to 4. Fish for the Z spin happens, and then big down stack spike. Holy, wait, huge. Oh, but Penguin is alive. There's no way they make it out. Surely. Come on. Oh, that's really rough. Oh, but Icarus doesn't have much. Does Penguin actually make it out of this? Oh my god, I think they're out. Oh wait, no, they just misdropped. Oh, they're not quite out. Oh, and they misdropped the fix too. Oh, that is tragic. But still, Penguin at quite a big point lead here. I'm feeling a lot better than Icarus is. Very good news for CMU here. What player's misdropping again? Okay, looks like they're just cleaning up for now. Oh, actually, Icarus getting a big 18 spike with a lot of cheese on top of it too. Penguin is gonna have to downstack through all of this, and they misdrop here. I don't think they're making it out. Okay, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Icarus can still climb back, slowly but surely. Yeah, considering that this is such an important matchup, I think the players are just really scared of losing. Icarus with some pretty big misdrops. They managed to save their setup a little bit, and it looks like it was enough to cancel. Oh, but now Penguin misdrops. Maybe if I say they won't misdrop, or maybe if I say they'll misdrop, they won't misdrop. Okay, Penguin will misdrop, and then they won't misdrop, like reverse. Actually, oh, they just misdrop, my bad. Okay. Both players misdropping a lot again. They're spending most of their time cleaning up their board. That's hard to get any kind of momentum going. I think Penguin has a little bit of a worse misdrop here, and Icarus gonna find that little T-spin to get the kill here. 4-5, keeping it very close now. Okay, Icarus misdropping their opener. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, and misdropping the L-spin. Did Penguin misdrop too? Oh my gosh. Everyone is misdropping everywhere. I don't think there's been a single round that hasn't had like at least 3 misdrops from both players. I mean, if I were either of these teams' captains right now, I think I would like need a new change of pants, just because I would be so stressed watching these players misdrop everywhere. Icarus misdrops again here. Penguin has a chance to kill. I think they're going to be able to make it because Icarus with that mishole, and that is game. Penguin takes it away. That is huge for let me just make sure I don't get the teams wrong. Okay, yeah, CMU, that is huge for CMU.
Yes, it is. Yeah, this is going to be really difficult for UCSD to take back now. That's because they still have Taeho and CMU still has 1081p. If there is a chance for victory, I think it would involve sacking Taeho into 1081p. But that's going to be pretty difficult because in order to do that, they need to lose another match. It's possible there's a route involving buying counterpick to get that, but doing so would, cost a lot of rounds that I'm not sure they can afford to lose. That's not to say this is completely over. Of course, crazier upsets have happened before. But yeah, this is a very uphill battle for UCSD now, and I imagine... Oh, I need to stop talking. I see. Wait, how long am I supposed to not talk?
I have no idea, but I think you can talk now. I think
Alright.
this redeem is a little silly, and I have no idea why Aaron of all people redeemed it. You talk, the counter resets. How long is the
I don't know
counter?
about that one.
We don't even know how long the
Anyway,
counter is.
yes, I'm not
Is
going to
there,
say
like, a
that
description to this
UCSD
video?
is completely out of this, but it is going to be very difficult for them to win the match now. And I imagine UCLAB is very much excited about this turn of events. If CMU can keep it up, then they're, I believe, guaranteed a spot in playoffs.
Hmm.
So yes, CMU's biggest fans in the chat right now, I imagine.
Absolutely. Yeah. I would be very happy if I were CMU right now. Players are playing very well despite the very nerve-wracking conditions.
Yes. All right, take it away.
Okay, and it's gonna be Jellybean07 versus Jacob. Jacob's fun fact being, I make YouTube videos sometimes. I do like Jacob's YouTube videos, they're fun. Alright. And right now in the TL chat of the Tetris room, Jellybean is saying some interesting facts about duck anatomy. And if you know anything about ducks, you know immediately what I'm saying when I say duck anatomy. Oh my gosh. See, this is the... Oh, okay, Jellybean just added a fun fact. The duck exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark is like a harpoon. I wonder what that 5-letter word could be. Evolution is whack. Let's see if Jacob's and Jellybean stacking is whacker. We're getting into the warm-up here. Jellybean with some pretty whack misdrops. Yeah. Not sure what kind of game plan Jacob will be going for here. Looks like they're not taking the warm-up too seriously. Big misdrop here, and I think Jellybean just wins. Another big misdrop from Jacob, but they're really fast at bursting it out, and Jellybean just doesn't have the attack ready. Damn. Man, X-Ranks are built so different. Real X-Ranks 70 APM. So true, so true. Yep, random saying, go CMU. Alright, we'll be beginning shortly here. Okay, here we go. We'll see how many points Jellybean can get off the X-Rank here. Jacob opening with SDPC. Jellybean also opening with SDPC spin. But Jacob has some really bad misdrops. Looks like they did not get their misdrops out of their system in the first in the warm-up round. And Jellybean almost kills, but actually, I was gonna say Jacob made it out, but they actually got to compromise their stack a bunch. And Jellybean finds a huge spike. Wait, that's huge. That's actually beautiful. No way. Dude, 1 point for Jellybean? Huge stuff, huge stuff. Looks like Jacob isn't misdropping anymore though. And I found their footing by now. Jellybean waiting to cancel a bit there, and now they're setting up this big power stack, but it's not quite on the right side. It should be... Ooh, that's a little rough. I love throwing all the pieces to the side. Jacob very nicely canceling the TSD with the TSS because of the double cancel rule. And heading into some very nice pattern stacking. Already built a 9 back-to-back. If I were Jellybean, I'd be a little scared right now. Jellybean almost... Oh, and Jellybean does make it out! What a great survival. Very well done. And now Jacob is recovering their stack a little bit here. Jacob doing a bit of striding to get this back-to-back built up here, and they are doing it slowly but surely. Jellybean has to find a cancel, and they do. They open up their well just in time. Jellybean is doing very well here against quite the formidable opponent. Cancel again? Nice L-spin. Make it out again? Good TSS? Wait, they're kind of crazy. Oh, and they go for a bit of greed here too. Is it going to pay off? 16 spike at the top of the board. Oh, but Jacob has all the well axes. Finding another nice down stack. And they have another nice down stack here. Man, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Jacob is having a hard time killing Jellybean here just because Jellybean's defense is so strong and solid. Very good gameplay here. Very smart down stacking. Oh, and this job is not good though. But yeah, Jellybean, definitely not lactose intolerant. Probably one of the most lactose tolerant people I've seen. Bit of a misdrop there. Jacob going into this 3 PBS LST. Okay. Oh my god, it almost worked out. Wait, Jellybean almost died to that. Even though Jacob like absolutely overcommitted their stack a bunch. Oh, but they have so much clean garbage to work with. That is crazy. Least committed LSC player. And now Jellybean going with the LST saying, hey, look, I can do it too. Oh, unfortunate misdrop. Oh, they find a nice fix though. I find that Jellybean has really good misdrop fixes. Very good awareness of their cue. That is really unfortunate. Oh no. But hey, I mean, if I were Jellybean right now, I'd be happy that I just like I took a point at all. That's still pretty huge against like an X-ring. That's some good stuff. Another great survival from Jellybean. Rough down stack though that they have to make. They have to make a compromise here, and I think that is probably going to do them in. Okay, both players going LST here. I can't believe this, but Jellybean has the faster LST at almost 4 PPS. Good lord. What are they feeding U ranks these days? Like what? This guy is actually so strong. It's unbelievable. Oh, Jellybean again. Very nice down stacking to find it out there. And the clutch clear. Holy. Wait, this guy's the GOAT. Oh no. I guess as much as you can down stack well, it is really hard to deal with the pressure on X-Men. Match point here for Jacob. And Jellybean has another really bad misdrop. I think they're gonna make it out though. Yeah, Jacob doesn't really have much at the moment to pressure with. Oh, that's a huge spike. And that is gonna be game. Jacob taking the win here. And now, what is it? Okay, right. It is CMU who's gonna have round 4 counter pick now, so they'll get to decide their last 2 rounds.
Yes, that's right.
Really good stuff for them.
Now, I imagine
Yes,
what's
sir.
going to happen is they're going to set up 1080p against Instar, and their last player against Tejo. And I believe UCSD's only route to victory now is to take one of these sets and turn it into a pretty big upset. That's not impossible. It's going to be pretty difficult, but it is definitely not impossible. And we'll see how that plays out. Best of luck to UCSD here.
Yeah, Instars, fun fact. I don't know how to mech heart, and 1081p's fun fact. I like frogs. That's a beautiful name for a frog. Okay, maybe I'm looking too far at this, but does int star p refer to like an integer pointer with like int for integer, star, and then p for pointer? Yes, it does. Man, that is so nerdy. Every Tetris player is in CS. Yeah. Okay, getting into the warm here, so sorry. Instar P, I believe, is an X-ray, but 1081p is a much higher X-ray. And really nice all-spins coming out from 1081p, showing off their all-spin prowess here. Making for some very nice back-to-back building because they're sending cheese at the same time. Now, Instar P is just under so much pressure, and that is going to be warm-up for 1081p. Alright, we have Nuke in chat saying 1081 might go. Indeed. Getting to the match soon here. Yeah, we're starting right now. Probably going to be a pretty dominant showing from 1081p here, but we'll see if Instar P can pull off any funny tricks. After all, I believe X ranks are known for pulling off some funny. Speaking of funny tricks, Instar P hitting 1081p with the DC cannon, and I believe that is 1 point for Instar P. Uh-oh. That is not good. P in Tetrio chat saying that their ad block failed and a forward ad got in their way. Oh my god. It's absolutely insane how intrusive the ads are in this game, for like the browser game, the browser version of Tetrio. Yeah, get out of here, RAM 1500 Waterloo. That things look real nice. I think the players will be possibly restarting here. Okay. Okay, I think 1080p is ready to play now. They are on Firefox. And we're also deciding whether that counts as a first set point for Instar P. I guess we can decide later whether that should really count. Okay, I think that will count. Yes, we are counting that point. So 1080p or 1081p will top themselves out for the first round here, just to get the points correct. Alright, getting into the match here now. For real this time. Let's see if 1081p can pull off some any high definition gaming. Oh, what the heck? 1081p. That was an interesting setup. Oh my god, okay, they're gonna be bursting super fast to dig through the garbage here. Setting up some T-spins to cancel. And slowly but surely getting out, as Instar P doesn't really find the pressure here. It's gonna be really hard for them to get anything going without a good well. 1080p one has long been out by now. And 1081p playing a bit of quick play of the magician with this all spin gameplay. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of pressure. It's so devastating to play against someone who like all spins a lot and has a speed advantage because they're going to be building back to back while you just get so much cheese on the board. And Instar P setting up some mech heart. I think they were lying about their fun fact. That's a lot of mech heart. Oh my gosh. 37 spike for Instar P. Holy. 200 APM round? Like, that's insane. Hold on. Is this a closer match than I thought it was? I'm not sure what happened there. I think this opener gaming from Instar P is just going to be really strong. Mech Heart moment. Oh my goodness. Dude, but 1081p countered it with their own surge, built with nothing but pure skill. Cool stuff, cool stuff. And Instar P using that mech card again to take another round? 3-2? What am I looking at? Oh my gosh. Is this gonna be an upset win? This could possibly be an upset. And Instar P finding a huge 51 spike off of that MS2 opener? Are you kidding me? What? They hit 299 APM there. What am I watching? Hold on a second. Wait. UCSD was holding a gun in their pocket the entire time, and that gun just misfired. But that's okay. Oh, big misfire. Oh, okay. Big spike from 1081p. Okay. He's not out yet. He's not out yet. But what the heck is going on? Oh, and thank you, Tetris at UCI for the raid. Welcome in, guys. We are watching some pretty criminal gameplay here. And now both players are playing the funny waiting game as they wait to be sent to Queen. So what's like your favorite ice cream? I'm pretty simple. I like vanilla ice cream. Oh my god, dude, you can take this now, please. Okay, that's a good one. That's like a really good one. Oh. A little bit of hesitation there. Oh, doesn't matter. Oh, and then misjump on the eye, and it's 1P again! What? 5-3. Oh no! What is going on, dude? Holy crap. Oh my goodness. 22 spike from Instar P again. 1081p scrambling to get out of there. Dude, opener gaming is so strong from Instar P. Good lord. Is this allowed? Whoa, really nice down stack. Oh, just barely not enough though. 1081p still keeping it close, but Instar P definitely has shown that they have some extremely threatening opener. I do have a feeling that this might inspire some people to learn whatever the heck Instar P has been doing for his opening. Season 2 is so cooked. Yeah. Okay, looks like both players are taking it easy now. Not too much to the opener, except for 1081p, who is now very angry and building up a big back-to-back, saying, how dare you opener main me? I'm going to all-spin me now. Very nice, very nice. And this is a bad situation for Instar P. They have so many blocks over the well. And 21 surge for 1081p. You can definitely break it now. Oh no, they're going for the disrespect. That's crazy. 26, 27. They misdrop. They break here. 27 spike. And Instart P, I think, gets out. Are you kidding me? See, this is what happens when you when you greed back to back too much. Oh no. 1080p had a chance to break there. Back when Instart P wasn't in the best position, but he waited until Instart P wasn't in a good position to accept. Dude. My goodness. Okay, big spike from 1081p. Really nice down stack here. 5-5 tie. Oh my gosh. UCSD could actually win this. Okay, PC for some reason. Into the DP. Into the lucky garbage? What? Oh no, no. This guy's getting blessed today. Actually, maybe not. Wow, 1080p with a really nice down stack there. Good lord. Dude, I feel like this match had a lot of crying in it. Okay, that's another round for 1081p there. Really just making sure that Instart P is dead, and I cannot blame them. Instart P has survived a lot of illegal scenarios. So match point for 1081p. He has to take it home here. And he is waiting for Instart P to start mech harding, I guess. I don't know. Can't say I understand it, but maybe he knows something I don't. Instart P is building up a big chain here. That is very threatening. Oh no. 30 spike and 1080p one dies. Yeah, this is why you do not wait for the opener main to start doing their opener thing. Oh god. It is tiebreaker right now, and I cannot imagine how 1081p is feeling right now. And they're both waiting yet. Wow. This kind of reminds me of Puyo Tetris. So how's the weather? I live in like Canada. We haven't been getting a lot of snow, at least where I live. Have you guys seen all the AI generated Super Bowl ads? I've seen a lot of people complaining about that. This is such a roller coaster of a match. It goes from like super high octane gameplay to waiting for everything. Okay, and the mech heart is starting again. This is really... Oh, but 1081p, learning their lesson there. Doing a very good job of just sending a big amount of pressure to immediately kick Instart P out of their mech heart. Instart P with a bit of an awkward stack here. This is going to give 1080... Oh, I was going to say 1081p a really good chance, but they misdropped their back-to-back. And now Instart P with a big down stack. 1080p 1 lives it though, and is sending it all back. Both players have really volatile clean boards right now. Instart P though is hesitating quite a lot on this down stack. They misdropped their Z piece, but they do make it out. 1081p, meanwhile, is hesitating himself and compromises his board here. Big 14 spike from Instart P, but it's just not enough to top out 1081p yet. Oh god. What is going on, dude? Okay, both players skipping quite a lot because they're probably extremely scared, which is very understandable. This match is absolutely not going as expected. Yes. Okay. 1081p, comfortably building up some back-to-back here. Instart P, that's not a TST. Oh, and Instar P with a big down stack, breaking their surge, but Instar P finds, I think I got the names messed up, but Instar P finds a down stack there, and is going to continue to build some defensive T-spins. As they get out again, we're getting into almost 3-minute round here, as both players are just really scared to not make any sort of crazy mistake. Really nice back-to-back stacking from 1081p, and that is going to be it. 1081p clutches it up at the last moment there. Just finds it in himself to stop skimming and start building up something. Very well done there from 1081p. That was
What a
probably
set.
the most stressful thing I've seen in my life.
Yes, very excellent showing there from Instar P. And that probably canceled out the advantage that CMU gathered early on in the set, in this match, in their first set. And of course, this last match is, I believe, Jack against Taeho. Don't quote me on that one. This is definitely in favor of CMU, right? But they do need to win 7-4 or better, if I understand the situation correctly. So technically speaking, UCSD does not need to win this next set. They just need to do well enough. That's not going to be easy, but it's possible. And we just saw that very difficult upsets or close to upsets are very possible. And I think CMU and also UCSD here are both shaking in their boots, and that also goes for UCI and UCLB, who are watching this with bated breath since their playoffs hopes rest in the hands of UCSD and CMU. So best of luck to both players, both teams, and also both of these playoffs teams. I have just heard that UCSD and UIUC are eliminated from playoffs because UCSD, not only did they need to win this match, they had to win it by well enough to beat UCI, and they have not fulfilled that distinction. And yes, CMU is playing for UCLAB, and UCSD is playing for UC Irvine. Best of luck to everyone involved. Take it away.
Okay, thank you, Xynex, for that insightful commentary. Definitely, definitely, you know a lot more about how these matchups go than I do. I didn't get a chance to go over the fun facts, so I will now. Teo's fun fact is I'm the president of the Dance and Rhythm Club at UCSD. That's really cool. I like that. And Jacko Wacko's fun fact is taking Viagra but for mental, which I would only imagine is a drug that stimulates blood flow to your brain or something. Anyways, getting into the match here. Jacko Wacko taking the first point here. Taeho would need to get, I believe it was 4 points, which might happen, but it's not likely. The skill gap is quite big. Maybe Taeho learned that card too. We'll see. Man, 2.8 PPS from Jacko Wacko. They are definitely not showing any mercy here. They're not trying to give Taeho even the slightest opportunity to breathe. Breaking out the SDPC spin into some nice heart patterning. Interesting stack there, Jacko Wacko. Black stack. But yeah, Taeho, I can't believe is playing at 2.4 PPS, even though they're like high S+. Like, what? What has happened to this game, dude? And Jacko Wacko in a bit of an awkward position there. Oh, they find a nice out though. And now it's Teo's turn to misdrop. They also find a really nice combo. Not quite enough though, I think. That's situation is they were very close to making it out. Wow. This probably is going to be CMU's win here. Pretty dominant showing from Jacko Wacko so far. As I say that, they misdrop a little bit. Luckily, Teho just ran out of firepower, so Jacko Wacko is going to make it out there. Okay, not a good situation for Teho here. Yeah, Jacko Wacko is going to take another point here. Oh, Teho with the not so comfy setup there. I can't believe they're playing at 2.7 PPS now. That's kind of that's a little fast, I think, for someone who's high S plus. Opening with DC Cannon now. Back to the basics. And Jacko Wacko looks like they're just doing a lot of skimming right now to try and clear up their board. I think that they might be messing around a little or something. I don't really know. Teho does have a pretty nice defense though, especially with all that speed. Definitely helps them out. Okay, match point for Jacko here. Maybe Teho would get 1 point. 1 point? Okay, and that is game for Jacko Wacko. A full sweep there. And that is going to be victory for CMU.
Yes.
I got it right. Yes.
That is a victory for CMU and a victory for UCLA-B. Who's watching, and I imagine they're very excited here. They are guaranteed a spot in the 8th seed now, I believe, which means they'll be playing against their A team in the first round of playoffs. Yes. Yes. We have a lot of playoff implications now. I believe we have the entire bracket figured out, actually. So in round 1, we're going to be having... yes, we're going to have UCLA A versus B, which... that's going to be a lopsided matchup, but it will be very entertaining. And then UC Berkeley against U Washington, Purdue versus Waterloo, and UBC against Toronto. And yes, this 8th seed was decided as a result of this very close match. Would anyone like to be interviewed from either team?
Yes, calling in for any interviews. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anyone in the channel right now.
Okay. We have Foolish from UCSD.
Okay,
Hello.
welcome in. You're on stream. Hello, hello. So how do you feel about that match?
It was close. Int did a lot better than we thought Int would do, so that was great by them. I did a lot worse than I thought I would do. But it was a good game. It was a very good game. And Teho our goat. Teho's our goat.
Yes. Yeah. So how did Int learn all that? Where did that come from? I'm
Oh, he's
guessing
just a
that.
genius.
Yeah.
He's just a genius. I don't know what to say. I think he invented it, or he was one of the people that invented it, which is probably a fun fact. His other fun fact is also very, very strategic. I don't know if the match didn't make that clear.
Yeah, he doesn't know season 2.
Yeah, he's very season 1 pilled, as you could see. He doesn't know how to
Yes,
part.
yes. That was
Yeah.
that was a very pleasant surprise for all of us, and produced a match that was much closer than I believe anyone expected. And
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
our
very-
wild card.
That's off to Int. That was very well done. When you went into this match, were you did you believe that you could make playoffs? Obviously, it didn't turn out that way, but was that on your mind as a possibility?
Definitely a goal for sure. Unfortunately, one of our top players were unable to make it. And a lot of us, aside from Int, didn't perform as well as we could have. So that was a bit of a shame, but it was very well played by CMU. We tried our best, you know. Congratulations to, I guess, UCLA B team for making the playoffs.
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah,
Yes,
congratulations
UCLA
to them.
made this match as a result of CMU winning.
Very well played. Congrats to them.
Yes, and you guys are not going to be playing in playoffs, but do you guys have any final thoughts as you leave the upper bracket?
We had a good time. All of us had fun. We were seeded 11th. We didn't expect to make playoffs, so this was a fun journey, and it's a bit sad. I guess we wish we could have taken the journey a bit further, but it was fun. Fun getting to know everyone that played Tetrio at UCSD. Fun organizing these competitions against other schools, and we hope to be back next year.
Yes. Well, thank you for participating this year. Oh, Instar P wants to join. Yes.
Welcome, Int.
Welcome.
Hello, Instar P.
Yeah, I'm here.
Excellent showing against 1081p. Can you run us through like what your mindset was like as you were going into this match?
Like I don't expect like I can get 6 points. Though like I got 367 in the CTL all against like 23 kilos. I just
Absolutely.
I think I tried my best. Yeah. That 51 spy, I'll keep it. Yeah.
Yes, your
was
best
crazy.
was very good. That match had us all on the toes of our feet, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, very well done. Taking 6 rounds off of CMU's best player.
Yeah, fun fact, I don't know how to make her.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely I don't know, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Maybe next year we'll
Think
take that
about
out
your
of your
gameplay
banner.
made me think you know that card.
Yeah, trust me.
But yeah, props to you on an absolutely phenomenal performance against 1081p there.
Yeah, like my play style is like this. Yeah, I can get a lot of points, but like I don't know. I don't know how to win. My job is just get some points from some very high ranked players. Yeah. So that is why I'm still in 22 kilos. Like if I can win, it's like a 7-1 or 7-0 because like they can defend my mech. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very threatening mech you have there.
Yes.
But yeah.
Let's see if
sure you're very happy
anyone
with the
from
points there.
CMU wants to interview.
Right.
Thank you again for participating in CTL this year, UCSD. It was a pleasure
Yeah.
having you, and you guys went off with a bang. Very nice job in this last match.
Thank you, thank you. Hopefully I'll be X next year, and hopefully we'll be better.
Yeah. I'll participate in CTL next year. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
We look forward to seeing you. All right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to have 3.5 FPS mech or what?
Okay. We're going to have CMU come in here now. So thank you for interviewing.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
See you.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Okay, let's see. And I believe we will also be having Jacko Wacko from CMU interviewing.
Yes, indeed.
Can I drag him in?
I can do
cannot. Okay, awesome.
Hello,
All right,
Jacko
welcome
Wacko.
in. You're on stream. How do you feel about taking the win there?
Hi, feel pretty good about that. You know, we were when we first saw the seedings for this tournament, we saw we were bottom seed, we're number 16. We're like, oh damn, we're gonna go like 0-3, and then like maybe we'll have like a cool match against NYUA or something. But we're really happy to go to end it off on 2-2 and have some good games.
Yeah, I think when I was looking at this this matchup, like toward the beginning of this week, I was personally very surprised to see like how close it was projected to be, and yeah, you guys managed to pull off the upset. Can you tell me like how you were feeling going into this match? Did you expect it to be close? Did you expect to win?
No, we weren't really expecting to win going into this match. I mean, the way we saw it, so basically, like the way I think this based on how it turned out. So it's kind of one or just how like the draft sort of turned out. And we saw that basically our drafting strategies, because we have one high X rank and 4 U ranks, our entire draft strategy has the base upon like who are we sending our X rank into, right? And so we saw that. I mean, this team has like 2 like lower X ranks that we can like probably are a good matchup for our X rank to go into, right? But everyone else is sort of going to like, we're all like very similar. We're all like, basically like clones. We're all low U. When we're deciding between who of us to like go into a match, like 90% of the time we like flip a coin between like 2 or 3 players to determine who's gonna play, because they're all basically the same skill level and like actually like almost the same play style. So going into it, we were expecting a lot of our U ranks to be, you know, there's a second X rank on the team, and both of their other U ranks are stronger than our U ranks by a fair margin. So yeah, we weren't really expecting to win or anything, but I think sort of like it started to look much better like towards the second and third rounds, when it turned out like we got to force our X rank into one of their X rank kind of like for free, and that's what the way the draft turned out.
Did you start to get worried when InStarP started to take a lot of rounds off of 1091P?
Yeah, it was a little worrying. The whole idea was like our 10A1P is supposed to be like he's higher ranked, right? So we were expecting to get a few points off of him. We were, I think, UCSD was 4 points ahead of the time. So we were thinking, okay, we have to take 4 points off. So a lot of these points matter, right? And it's because I was expecting Kennedy Winky to probably be better on average. It was a little worrying to see, it get to a 6-6 tiebreaker. That was worrying because the last point matters a whole lot because then it depends. Then it's going to flip the set tiebreaker because if we tie on points, whoever wins that set is going to win. It's going to win based on the set type, the number of sets, which actually happened to us in our previous round. So it was a little nerve-wracking there. I got a little nervous before our match, before my match. Sorry. But I think this is like one of the only rounds I've had in CTL where like my performance actually mattered a lot. Like I think I have a history like for this year and last year, which are the 2 years I've competed in CTL as a player. I've just been kind of thrown to X ranks, and I'm like happy to get like 1 point. But this was a round where like, oh, I'm kind of expected to win. I think it's the first CTL round I've won or like expected to win, so it was kind of nerve-wracking. I'm not a very consistent player. I misdrop a lot. My keybinds are extremely weird. I don't help with that. So, it was quite nerve-wracking for me. Yeah.
But you did really well there. Yeah, you definitely kept it together.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Very well
It was more,
done.
I wish I got a bit of a better fight there. I think unfortunately, this was a sub, right? So unfortunately, we couldn't fight them at their full strength.
Technically, this was not their sub. This was one of their. Yeah, Teho is one of their starters, but one of their subs is actually their second best player.
Oh, okay.
Which is a bit of an interesting situation going on there.
Okay, I might have misread the sheet, but okay. Yeah. But
yes.
Yeah, I would have been happy as well with a close match to close it out. Instead of just having a sweep, but we'll take it.
Yes. And I think the last thing to talk about here is that you guys officially let UCLA-B into playoffs. How do you feel about that?
Oops. We had beef with UCLA, the school in general, back in CMU 2024. CMU was 3rd seed. We had a lot of good players. We had like 3 very high X ranks, whatever is the current X rank, but we had Alv, and we had Cheap as well. Cheap being like a top 20 player way back in maybe at the very start of Tetris or before. We had a lot of big names. We were 3rd seed, and that was a season where we had a very good chance to make playoffs. We were as 3rd seed, but we actually didn't make playoffs at all because of a whole lot of different like bracket things. But our one loss in that tournament ended up going to UCLA. So sort of naturally, us and UCLA have some sort of beef now. I was not aware that this win let UCLA be into the playoffs.
We did talk about it multiple times on both streams.
Yeah, I unfortunately I'm not very up to date with the whole the whole bracket structure, but I'm sorry, UCSD. Maybe I should have reconsidered.
Yes, the 3 teams fighting for that 8th seed were UCLA-B, UCSD, and UCI. UCSD needed to win, but also by a pretty significant margin if they wanted to make playoffs. And UCI needed UCSD to win, but by not enough. And UCLA-B really needed you to win, so they were your fans in Twitch chat. I imagine you can discover if you backread a bit.
Yeah, I'll take a look back. I'm trying to I'll try not to destroy my computer performance, so I tried closing down things I didn't strictly need running. I accidentally closed my Discord right before my final match because I was going through all of my extra applications on my computer and closing things I didn't need open, and then closed my Discord, just disconnecting me from the CMU voice chat, and then no one could get contact with me. So, oops.
I see.
But yeah, thank you UCLA-B for cheering us on. Caboozled, I still hate you. Why couldn't you let us into playoffs and win 2 years ago?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yes. Do you have any closing thoughts as you're stepping away from this season? Since I believe this is your team's last week. How do you feel about the season, and is there anything that you'd like to say to the stream and to us?
Yeah, first of all, I'm super proud of a lot of by players who ended up in a lot of very influential matches. I think Non-Rick 2, both this match and last match, if I remember correctly, scored a lot of points against players that they were expected to do a lot worse against. I think it was like 5 or 6 points, like 5 to 7, 6 to 7 in a match where like it was maybe like half a rank against that opponent, maybe half a rank above them. That took a lot of points, and the points really mattered in the end. Our previous match literally was tied, and this match it came down to 4 points. So I think a lot of my teammates, Penguin as well, I think Penguin took a lot of points out of a very high, like maybe next ranked player, something like 3 points. So I want to shout out my teammates for doing a great performance. I didn't really do much this season other than like get like 1 point off of a high ranked player, but yeah, I think they performed really, really well, and they outperformed my expectations. And you know that really helped with us clutching these 2 wins.
Yes, I'm inclined to agree. Very well done from your team, and thank you for participating.
Thank you for hosting the great tournament.
Yes, of course.
Glad to take part. Glad to have been part of this for the last 3 years.
Yes.
I am graduating though, so this may be for a while.
Oh, congratulations on graduating.
It was nice having you then, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Take care.
Yeah,
I believe this wraps up our interviews. I think our last announcements are regarding playoffs, which I believe we showed briefly. Yes, the playoffs bracket is finalized, and in addition, we have playoff pick'ems, which is one of our donation goals. You guys can all, I believe, use the !CTL pick'ems command to open this Google Doc, which should give you the instructions. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to predict who wins each match, and at the end of it, you should also be predicting their point differentials. And then at the end of it all, you're going to be copying this string and submitting it to a channel in the Discord. I believe we'll be making an announcement about this later today. And I think whoever has the best score from these predictions will get some sort of prize. I think it's Tetris supporter, but don't quote me on that. Yes. Be on the lookout for this announcement.
Thanks for watching, guys. Have fun with the pick'ems.
Yes. I'm sure there will be lots of discussion about this in the Discord, and also congratulations to all of our playoffs teams. That's both UCLA A and B, Berkeley, Washington, UBCA, Purdue, Toronto, and Waterloo. Yes. Good luck in playoffs, and we'll see you again next week.
Être médaillé en pratique matinale, ça, c'est McCafé. Number one in client satisfaction. Tangerine, that's forward banking.